when it comes to the ups and downs of our wonderful game, few can claim to have experienced the full spectrum of emotions of the supporters of these two clubs. Blackpool, with such an illustrious history, 30 years of unbroken service in the top flight, days of Matthews and Mortensen, but also of Armfield and Ball, falling to the basement before rising gloriously again, only for 3 relegations in 6 years to a backdrop of hugely unpopular ownership to once more take them from the elite to the 4th tier. Now they're on their way back again, and a championship return remains a viable proposition. That is the one thing Forest are trying to avoid, but amidst the green shoots of recovery that have followed the change in management, hangs the Damoclesian sword of potentially significant sanction for alleged breaches of profit and sustainability rules. Well, I'm delighted to say former Scotland striker Chris Iwelumo is with me. Chris, how much of a distraction will these off-field issues be, do you think?
Yeah, well, I think just watching from afar and what Nuno is coming out and how he's speaking, his priorities and our responsibility is to protect the players and keep them focused. I think it can be quite easy to do that. Obviously now with media and news and that, it's quite hard. You can't ignore it. But like you say, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think the Premier League becomes priority. I think these kind of games, being involved in a cup when your squad is already stretched, can be a kind of negative. But again, Nuno, with the experience that he's got, he's been there, he's done it. So it's just about motivating the players. It's another game at the end of the day. Go out, get your win, take that confidence, take that winning feeling. There's nothing better when you walk in after a game, Jim, if it's a cup, the league, whatever it is. When you walk into a dressing room after a game, after you've won, there's no better feeling in the game of football.
Well, let's hear now from the Forest manager. And Nuno, when asked about the charges, made it clear where his focus lies.
We are all concerned in the club, but me as a coach, it's nothing that I have to think or to deal with that. My job is clear, is to prepare the team. I understand that this is the news, but at the same time, it's not my concern. I have to focus, wait. I think everybody has to wait till the decision to come. And when the decision comes, we are here to deal with that. But my job is to work, and after work even more. We know, the players know the situation, but what I'll tell them is exactly what I'm telling to you. Let's forget about this and focus on our job, and our job is tomorrow, Blackpool.
Now, Chris, surely Nuno would have done his due diligence and known about the impending charges before he arrived. He was very reluctant to answer questions about that in yesterday's press conference.
Yeah, I think he would have. I think with the team that he's had around him, a very trusted group to him, I think you have to. I think advisors, he'll come in, but he's coming in as a coach. He's coming in as someone who can motivate, can improve the players as individuals, but as a collective, can they do anything that needs to be done to stay in the Premier League? I think that's the objective. But these games are part of that, Jim. I think you lose here tonight, there's more negativity. He's then got to manage that squad. He's got to lift that squad. So it is important that if they do go out of this competition, that it's a good performance. He's got to be able to take some sort of positives from it and then take that into the group and then take that into the game Saturday, Brentford.
Well, the potential of a points penalty means that Forest have to assume they're in the thick of the relegation battle. As you say, they're at Brentford on Saturday. This is the team that Nuno's picked tonight. Morgan Gibbs-White ruled out for the next fortnight with an abdominal injury. And there's a remodelled defence that sees a debut for Andrew Omobamidele and just a second start in Forest colours for Nuno Tavares. So it's Vlachodimos in goal, Williams, Omobamidele, Murillo and Nuno Tavares, Danilo, Mangala and Yates, Hudson-Odoi, Wood and Dominguez.
It's still strong, isn't it, Jim? You look at Williams down that right-hand side, you know what, you're going to get that energy, end product deliveries. You've got the big man Wood in there, he'll be feeding off that. I think it's going to be a difficult evening. Now, Ryan Yates, you know what you're going to get. He's one of those, he's a little dog, he can put the challenges in, but very, very tidy on the ball. Hudson, I'm looking at this. They can really kind of make it a very difficult night for Blackpool, but they have to get in the face of Blackpool. They cannot allow Blackpool to get on the front foot and dominate and play the way that they want to play this evening.
Well, Blackpool make 4 changes to the side that beat Exeter at the weekend. Perhaps more significantly, 2 to the team that faced Forest in Nottingham, with Ekpiteta and Carey coming in for Casey and Dembele. So it's Grimshaw in goal, a back three of Connolly, Ekpiteta and Husband. Then Gabriel, who faces his former club, Norburn, Morgan and Lyons, Carey and Hamilton, and 15-goal Jordan Rhodes up front.
Yeah, again, it's strong, isn't it? I'm disappointed personally. I'm not going to get to see Dembele, young Celtic. I think we were talking about him many years ago as a 13-year-old playing for the under-16s, under-18s at Celtic. Fantastic talent. You know what? And the Blackpool fans are very excited when they see him. So I'm gutted he's on the bench, but Sonny Carey comes in. You know what you're going to get. You know, I think he needs to bring more goals, end product. You know, but you know, energy. He's got that desire, that passion, and I think that's going to be vital tonight about being in the right mindset to go and chase and harry and force the error with Forest. Yep,
Dembele is on the bench along with Pennington, Dale and Joseph. Lavery, Virtue, Casey, Oakley, Booth and O'Donnell. They got Pennington back after concussion protocol. Lavery back from injury as well. For Forest, the subs, Worrell, Toffolo, McKenna and Montiel. The youngsters, Aguilera, Asaba Otong, McDonnell, Gardner, and the substitute goalkeeper is Matt Turner. So, those are the teams. How did the bookies see it? Time now to get an odds update with William Hill.
In the Zone on Talksport 2 with official betting partner William Hill. Get epic value all season with William Hill. 18 plus, begambleaware.org.
And Lee Phelps joins us. Lee, a very good evening to you. How are you pricing this one up?
Well, Forest are odds-on favourites to win this one, 4-5. The draw, 5-2. Blackpool, 13-5. And got to say, I'm not having that odds-on poke about Nottingham Forest. I fancied Blackpool in the first game after what they did last season to Nottingham Forest. The fact that Forest had so many players away, I didn't think they'd take it as seriously as they maybe should. Listening to you guys in the build-up here, I think we've got the same thing again here, and we've also got the added element of the charges hanging over them. So I don't see how Forest can be odds-on for this game. You listen to the manager, he's really giving the players what sounds like an excuse by saying we shouldn't even have a replay. You heard what Blackpool said. We can't wait for it. Expect it's going to be a great atmosphere. I like Blackpool at 13-5, but look, if you don't want to go along that route and you do want to go with something other than that, then I think it's going to be, I think we're going to see goals again. We had 4 in that first game. We had 5 in this game last season. Over 3.5 goals is 2-1. And in terms of goal scorers, you just mentioned them there, Jordan Rhodes. I remember when he was banging in 20 goals a season routinely way back when. Well, he's having one of those seasons again, isn't he? Missed a penalty at the weekend, so could have had another one. He's over 2-1 to score at any time in this game, 11-5. He's 11-2 to score first, but better than that. I looked down the list to see where Albie Morgan was. Scored in the first game, scored 2 at the weekend. He is 8-1 to score in this game, and 18-1 to score first. I cannot stop looking at that. If you're looking at the Forest side of it, then you've got much shorter prices, but still I think really attractive prices about their goal scorers. And look, they look fairly strong, don't they? Wood 6-4 to score any time, 4-1 to score first. But Dominguez, who scored in that first game, he's priced about 11-4 to score any time and 7-1 to score first. And Hudson-Odoi is 13-5 to score any time, 7-1 to score first. I'm going to go with Albie Morgan to score 8-1.
Lee, fantastic. Thanks very much for your insight. Best of luck. That was today's odds update with William Hill. Get epic value all season with William Hill. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
In the Zone on Talksport 2 with official betting partner William Hill, giving you the tools for positive play. Take time to think and know your limits. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Well, Blackpool might feel, Chris, that they've done the hard work already because their away form is relatively poor. They've only got the 15th best away record in League One. Their home form is magnificent. It's the best in the division. They've won 15 out of 20 in all competitions here at Bloomfield Road, and each of the last 7.
Yeah, it's outstanding, isn't it? And I think it's the reaction of losing that lead as well, and then going and getting a win at Burton in the FA Trophy, and then against Exeter in the league. It just shows you that the group has reacted. And here at Bloomfield, they won't fear anyone. I'm surprised at what I heard Neil Critchley say. When he says that they've got nothing to lose. Yes, you have. Because if you go out and win tonight, you've got Bristol City in the next round, another very winnable game. but that also takes that momentum. It gives the players something to look for, and it just lifts the levels in training. And I'm telling you, Jim, you know, when I was at Colchester, we got to the round 5 and round 6 in the FA Cup. You know, when you've got those games to look forward to, the whole level in training, boom, lifts, because everyone's trying to say to the manager, I want to play those games, I want to be involved. And you're only going to play those games if you go into those games in form. So I think he has got a lot to lose, because they're not a million miles away, you know, sitting in 8th, just outside the playoffs. But if they can win this tonight and then go on a little run, that whole group just lifts everyone, and then they can kick on.
Let's talk about the state of the pitch as well. We got here at about 4:30, 5 o'clock, something like that. The protective tent that's covered the pitch for the last 3 days was just being removed at that stage. All hands to the pump. They had barrel loads of ice that was being taken off, and it's still down in front of the hoardings, this side of the hoardings, as we're looking at the pitch from here. It's been passed as playable. Of course, the team's just about to come out. The corner away to our left-hand side is significantly worse than any of the other areas. Have you got any concerns about the pitch holding up tonight?
Yeah, I think there's always a concern, Jim. You know, I think the referee is put under a lot of pressure from the safety aspect of things as well for the players. Yeah, they came here, the first inspection I think was 5 p.m. Everything was all good then. As soon as it comes off, but you can feel it in the air how cold it is. That the pitch will freeze as the game's going on. So hopefully it can hold out. Hopefully we're not going into extra time. But it's one of those things that the referee will always be keeping an eye on it, and just watch how the ball moves and how the ball bounces. You know, it's one of those things. This is what they're trained for, the referees. You know, but they've got a responsibility to the players for their safety as well.
Where do you see this being won or lost tonight?
Well, I've got to say, I think it's you say both boxes. You know, you have to defend well, of course, but I think you look at that engine room. You know, we've heard Lee Phelps here talk about Albie Morgan, box to box, brings goals. He's got that tenacious, puts in the challenges, but he does everything well. But you look at the likes of Forest. You know, they've got players, energy down both flanks, end product. They've got the big target, that outlet that's going to go and win all his aerial duels, link up play, hold up, and then anything that's slung in the box, he will go and throw himself. And he's in great form at the minute, Chris Wood, isn't he? So it's going to be an interesting one. They have to be switched on. Blackpool, no fear. Get the ball down, play the way that Neil Critchley wants you to play, and there'll be a belief and a confidence in this group of players. Can Nottingham Forest stop Blackpool from getting in their groove tonight? I'm not too sure about that.
Well, Blackpool out away to our right-hand side, tangerine shirts and white shorts. Forest in their change kit tonight of dark blue and laser pink stripes. And they will be kicking from left to right in this first half, by the look of it. Just in terms of the geography of the stadium, we're in the south stand. Forest it's not about half of their allocation, but they are right to our left-hand side. So it might, for large periods of this game, sound as though we're right in the middle of the away end. Effectively, we are. The other three sides of Bloomfield Road, quite sparsely populated in places on a very cold night. Certainly, by no means a sellout here on the Fylde Coast this evening. But it is a game that has been very hotly anticipated. Referee tonight, incidentally, Darren Bond. He was the referee the day that Blackpool last lost an FA Cup tie here at Bloomfield Road. That was against Reading back in 2020. So let me remind you of the two teams. Blackpool, Grimshaw in goal, Connolly, Ekpiteta and Husband, Gabriel, Norburn, Morgan and Lyons, Carey and Hamilton, and Rhodes for Forest. It's Vlachodimos in goal, Williams, Omobamidele, Murillo and Nuno Tavares, Danilo, Mangala and Yates, Hudson-Odoi, Wood and Dominguez. It is going to be Forest that will get us underway. Ryan Yates standing over the ball. Forest kicking from left to right. Blackpool defending the end away to our right-hand side. The four Premier League sides have fallen at the third round stage. A fifth guaranteed to go at Goodison. Arsenal, West Ham, Brentford and Burnley have all been eliminated. The Cam Forest avoid an ignominious exit too, on a ground where they were humbled just 12 months ago. Ball played back for Murillo. Long ball from the Brazilian. Out to the left flank for Hudson-Odoi, who started on the left with Dominguez on the right, which is the other way around to how they played at the weekend. Now the ball is laid back for Vlachodimos. Danilo with the bleached blonde hair, laying it back to his goalkeeper. Vlachodimos will play it out again towards Nico Williams. Strong intensity in the Blackpool's press in these early stages. The ball will go out of play for a throw, which has been given Blackpool's way. Wasn't how the Forest players saw it, but it is a throw that Andy Lyons will come forward to take. 40 seconds gone here on Talksport 2. Blackpool 0, Forest 0.
Well, I've got to say, impressed with both. Jim, you're looking at Blackpool without the ball on the front foot. Really going at it, I think really trying to force the error. Nottingham Forest playing comfortably at the back, patient with it, trying to play out, and then the Blackpool get a throw in and have kept possession from that moment.
And a shot comes in from about 25 yards. Morgan hitting one from distance, not quite with the accuracy that he needed, dragging it wide of the near post.
Look at that, Jim. Look at the attacking line of Blackpool. Now the goalkeeper, Nottingham Forest goalkeeper's got the ball. They're just going force them to kick it into our strengths, and that's what I love. That's what Nuno wants them to do, play out from the back, but you've got to be good, you've got to be confident. And look at Blackpool going hunting, hunting in numbers as well, not ones and twos, trying to force that ball.
And possession very cheaply surrendered. Now to play for a throw that'll be taken by Blackpool. It'll be Connolly that'll come forward to take it. Callum Connolly, the one-time Everton player, made one Premier League appearance for his boyhood club. There's been a good servant here, more than 100 games behind him. He'll get a second opportunity to launch one in here. As a beach ball starts doing the rounds away to our left-hand side, in amongst those Nottingham Forest supporters. Ball thrown into the feet of Rhodes, down on the right-hand touchline. Taken over here by Gabriel, will get to the byline, and then the former Forest man checking back. He did score when the two sides last met 10 days ago, scored the opener in that game. Blackpool still winning it, Forest struggling to get out at the moment. Morgan's done well. Pass around the corner here for CJ Hamilton. Laid back again. Chance for Connolly to deliver. It's a real high up and under. Too high, as it turns out. And it beats Rhodes at the far post and goes out of play for a goal kick that'll be taken by Forest. 3 gone, 0-0.
It's excellent down that right channel, attacking channel for Blackpool. Norburn there, Connolly with the ball coming in. It should have come in a lot earlier. They passed up 2 opportunities to put that ball. And when you've got Rhodes in the box, just give him the service, give him something to go and attack. When the ball does come in, it's a high lofted one and straight out of play. When you've worked so hard without the ball, you've forced the error, you've got possession. That's when you have to then come alive and have a little bit of quality in your end product.
Now those are the thoughts of former Scotland international Chris Iwelumo, with us here on Talksport 2 tonight, as Blackpool win a free kick, which Chris Wood wasn't happy about. The challenge on Ollie Norburn in the midfield, about 10 yards outside his own penalty area, and he'll just stop and take it himself, switch it down towards the Blackpool left-hand side for the fullback Andy Lyons. The Irishman losing out to Dominguez. Dominguez playing it back for Nico Williams, who's the only starter in this Forest side tonight, incidentally, that started the 4-1 defeat here 12 months ago. Yates came off the bench to score in that game. He's helped it forward here. Hudson-Odoi trying to bring the ball down inside the area, and it's flicked off Connolly and goes behind for the first corner of the night, which goes Forest's way.
Yeah, I've got to say it's a nice little pass there from Yates just over the top. Hudson-Odoi, he's watching it all the way now. He's going to get an opportunity. He's tried to bring it back in and onto his right foot. I think he's just got to get body between ball and man there. Just protect the ball, and he's definitely going to get a shot away there, Jim. I thought the wrong decision. Excellent run, excellent way to pass him behind, just the wrong execution.
It's a left-footed away swinging corner towards the penalty spot. Murillo with the header, and the goalkeeper Grimshaw's done really well. Dives to his left, gets a strong hand to it, made sure that he got it away from Omar Bamadelli in the process, and it goes out for another corner.
Well, that's when you're looking at Omar Bamadelli there. He's got to be on his front foot. He's got to anticipate it. If he follows in, he's getting an opportunity. He reacted. He's on his heels. It's a great save, but the goalkeeper's scrambling there.
Danilo standing in front of the keeper. Hudson-Odoi on the edge of the 6-yard box, fired in by Dominguez. A little bit too low, but Danilo's been able to keep it alive. Right-footed ball is half cleared. Nico Williams picking it up, and would much rather have had the shot on his right foot than his left, and he's shanked it away and out of play into the east stand for a goal kick that'll be taken by Grimshaw.
Yeah, I don't mind it. He's, you know exactly what he's trying to do. He's anticipated it. He's on his front foot. He's driving across. He takes a great first touch, he's just got to try and commit more with the left there, maybe hit the ball into the ground. A lot of bodies in front of Grimshaw there. It would have caused a few problems if he had got it on target there, but not that quality in the end.
Playing the 50th game of his Forest career, the 100th game of his senior career today. Nico Williams, the man who scored against his old club Liverpool last season, which remains his only goal in Nottingham Forest colours. He's in possession now. He's played to and through the midfield by Oro Mangala. Back from him to Andrew Omobamidele, who's had to wait a long time for this Nottingham Forest debut. Player signed to great fanfare from Norwich back in the summer transfer window, but only seeing the light of day now, never used by Steve Cooper. Here's Williams on halfway. Turning the ball back towards Mangala and then getting the return ball. It's now right in front of us, Williams, as he picks up possession on the halfway line. Turns it back for Mangala, and he will go to his goalkeeper via Omobamidele again. And the Irish international, who actually won here with Norwich last season, plays it out towards the left-hand side, and a chance for Nottingham Forest to bring it forward. Murillo never needing a second invitation. Grimshaw coming out and sweeping up well. Got it clear from just outside his own penalty area. Long ball forward that Rhodes chases after, and it's put out of play by Mangala for a Blackpool throw.
Yeah, it's really high energy as well. Grimshaw there doing what all keepers do now, kind of defensively, like sweeping up at the back. I need Nottingham Forest just to mix up a little bit. Look how high the defensive unit is of Blackpool, because they're pressing. They're basically going near enough man for man. They're trying to force Nottingham Forest to kick it. So go along with quality to Wood and then get those little runners in behind. And I think then Blackpool have to then sit and respect and then allow you to play maybe a little bit further up the pitch, Jim.
Husband's flighting it forward. Now the offside flag is up against Rhodes, and it's a free kick that will be taken by Murillo. For Forest, they've won the FA Cup twice, but most recently, back in 1959, they did get to the final in the early 90s. The final where Gazza hurt himself. Stuart Pearce scored for Forest. Spurs came back to win it. They've only won 9 FA Cup ties in the last 15 years, Nottingham Forest, but hoping to get into double figures tonight. In possession, in the heart of the midfield, Murillo, who's made a massive contribution to Forest since coming as a very lightly raced young Brazilian from Corinthians. Now Nuno Tavares, the player on loan from Arsenal, who's struggled for any match time, playing it forward. Ekpiteta, who started on the right of the 3 centre-halves for Blackpool, is able to get it away. Murillo seeing plenty of it at the moment, and just elegantly comes forward again. Chris Wood, New Zealand international, pops it off to the left-hand side. Now Omobamidele can turn it down towards Williams, and Forest have been able to change the line of attack, but they're still inside their own half at the moment. Omobamidele playing it back to his goalkeeper once more, and it's fired left-footed by Vlachodimos. Wood coming to meet it, beaten by Marvin Ekpiteta, and then a free kick is given Norburn's way in the heart of the midfield, which Blackpool will take. We're 8.5 minutes in. Still just the one notable chance so far that Grimshaw did well to thwart Murillo diving away to his left-hand side. It remains 0-0.
Yes, I've got to say, I think if Nottingham Forest carry on like this, it's going to be a difficult night for them. You know, they're making it very easy for Blackpool, you know, out of possession of the ball, because they're always going short. It's always the shortest pass. You know, I think Nico Williams had an opportunity just to clip it down to Yates down the right channel. He refuses to do it. And I understand you want to play out, you want to get the possession stats up and all that, but come on, it's all about end product, all about getting into the right areas.
Here's Andy Lyons coming forward for Blackpool down their left-hand side. Husband, fall from centre-half outside him, ball inside the penalty area, sliding challenge from Mangala, got it away. And it's out for a throw that'll be taken on the Blackpool left-hand side.
That was 3 passes, Jim. 3 passes. Blackpool putting the ball into the penalty area. That's what you want.
Yates with a strong challenge. They're trying to win it back from Carey, but Williams is going to be able to get it away. He's turned neatly, get it past Lyons and finds Mangala. But it's Blackpool that have settled, much the better of the two sides. Forest have it again. Play back towards Murillo. Now Nuno Tavares brings it forward. Nuno Tavares towards halfway. Finding Ryan Yates. Yates, the Forest captain, just having to backpedal 2 or 3 yards. Then works it down towards his right-hand side for Williams. Williams to Dominguez. Back for Williams again. And now to Yates.
Yeah, here you're looking at Nico Williams and Dominguez is just coming to feet all the time. You know, can one come short, one go in behind? It just gives a different option. You know, at the minute and now they're going back to goalkeeper because they're refusing to just clip it down the channels with a bit of quality. And well, they do it there and there's no quality in it at all. But that's when you just want to hit. Chris Wood, he wants the ball all the time, but with quality into the body, into feet, he can make it stick. He can bring others into play. But at the minute, always just looking for the short pass. And if that's the case, you're just allowing Blackpool defensively to step up all the time, and then you're going to be under pressure in the defensive area.
Husband takes a throw down the Blackpool left. Rhodes flicks it on, but straight out of play for a Nottingham Forest throw, which Nico Williams will belatedly take. He's waiting for a ball at the moment. Now he's got it. Not too far away from the edge of his own penalty area here, Williams. Wood. Play back towards Dominguez. Space on the Nottingham Forest left, but Dominguez, in trying to find that space, just presented it to Connolly. And Connolly then fouled. And it's going to be a free kick, which will be taken about 15 yards inside the Blackpool half. Launched forward. And launched forward well towards Lyons, who's controlled it. Bottom left-hand corner of the Forest penalty area. Husband coming forward in support from him. Ball inside the box. It might break Carey's way on the edge of the penalty area. Didn't quite. Forest will bring it away. Hudson-Odoi saw the ball hit his heel, and he lost it. And Forest is struggling to make any inroads really into Blackpool territory at the moment, where Wood is an isolated figure. And another free kick has gone against Mangala. And Blackpool will be able to bring it forward with Husband. Still 0-0 here on Talksport 2. 12 minutes gone. Got a choice of listening for you tonight. Over on Talksport, Everton against Crystal Palace, where a Premier League side is guaranteed to be knocked out. And that's still 0-0 with 14 minutes gone in that. And Bristol Rovers against Norwich, also goalless down in the West Country this evening. The winners of this one go to the West Country for their fourth round tie. They'll be away to Bristol City after their win against West Ham last night. And we'll have the best coverage of round 4 for you. 16 ties, we've got 9 of them live on the Talksport network for you, including Newport against Manchester United, which you won't hear anywhere else on national radio, exclusive to Talksport a week on Sunday. Danilo bringing it forward here, finding Ryan Yates. Yates out towards Dominguez. Dominguez on the right-hand side of the Nottingham Forest penalty area. It's got Nico Williams making a run for him. Ball driven inside the box instead, but it's come off Morgan. That took the sting out of it, and Grimshaw could come across and stop it before it went out of play for a corner. Yeah, it's much better though from Forest now. They've had 2 opportunities. They actually got a cross into the box there, but goes direct up to Chris Wood. He makes it stick. A little set for Hudson-Odoi. The one earlier was he put it into the chest, he brought it down for Dominguez, and then he tried the big switch of play, and just the final pass wasn't right on the money. But that's where you're going to get joy when Blackpool are pressing so high. Just little clips of quality in behind. Blackpool tease it forward, trying to get Rhodes into it. Rhodes, who's got 15 goals to his name this season at a rate of better than 1 every other game. It's been a really productive loan spell from Huddersfield for a man whose goal-scoring record throughout his career has been impressive. Not too far short of 250 senior goals now, Jordan Rhodes. But Blackpool haven't really been able to get the ball into him so far in this game, which is 14 minutes old and still goalless. Now, there's a game in the African Cup of Nations tonight as well, incidentally, which we'll also keep you updated with. The Democratic Republic of Congo against Zambia has just kicked off. Ball worked away to our right-hand side for Grimshaw, former Manchester City goalkeeper, 11 clean sheets to his name. And he runs forward towards the edge of the area and then stops and just tried to deceive Chris Wood that he was going to go long. Side puts it out towards Ekpiteta instead. Mangala wins a fight ball on halfway. Yates will chase after this towards the edge of the penalty area and then has fallen over on the treacherous playing surface. No foul on him. Connolly played it forward, but he couldn't get it to CJ Hamilton out on the Blackpool right. And he goes out for a throw that'll be taken on the Forest left midway inside their own half. 15 minutes gone for all of the fact that Blackpool have been pretty impressive so far. They haven't had a chance worthy of the name, Chris. No, they have been impressive. I think without the ball more so. I think when in possession in that transition, I think they're doing the right thing. 2-3 passes in wide areas, and there's crosses coming into the box. I just hope that we don't see too much more of that. Ryan Yates losing footing there as well, as that pitch obviously gets harder and harder. That is a concern. Yates has got it again now and sends a crossfield ball down to this near touchline, the Forest right-hand side. Dominguez. Williams making a run past him. And he's got it in towards Williams. Williams firing across in. Now, it's well defended at the near post by Husband, but it's hit him and gone out of play for a third Nottingham Forest corner.
Yeah, I think good ball there from Ryan Yates. Big switch of play to Dominguez. I just want Nico Williams again. When Dominguez takes the touch, can he be going around him? He's waiting, and then straight away that chance for the ball to come in is more than likely gone there.
So Dominguez will take the corner. Swings it in belatedly, flicked on well by Yates, and put it at the far post. Andrew Omobamidele, on his debut for Nottingham Forest, has lashed it in from close range. It's all about the quality of delivery. Brilliant corner in from Dominguez. Great flick on by Yates, and nobody had picked Omobamidele up. And he's given Nottingham Forest a lead here on the Fylde Coast.
It's an excellent finish. He's had a lot of time to think about it there on Bamidele, but he's took it on the full, hit the back of the net. It's a great little flip from Yates as well, so you look at that from a defensive point of view. Go win the first contact. If you don't, be alive to the second phase, because he's free there at the back. It's an excellent corner in, great pace, all the pace is on the flick as well, but he had to make sure the concentration was on the connection. It's a fantastic goal.
Well, he scored one Premier League goal as a teenager back in his Norwich days. He netted against Leeds. That's only his second goal since then. And it's a big one as far as Forest are concerned. Blackpool 0, Forest 1.
Well, it's a sucker punch, isn't it? You look at Blackpool, how well they've started with and without the ball. They're 1-0 down. They have to go again. They have to keep doing what they're doing and hopefully get a little bit of joy with it. That's when the character's tested, Jim.
So Husband plays out from the back to find Andy Lyons. It's Forest that have had the overwhelming majority of possession, but so much of it has been inside their own half or in the middle third. When they've been going sideways, haven't really been able to do too much with it, but they do have the lead. The goal up against the side who've got a really impressive home record, as we've been saying. They've lost 3 here this season, Blackpool, beaten by Peterborough, Derby and Northampton, but that's been it. They've won 15 of the other 17 on home soil. But Forest leading here. The ground where they were beaten 4-1 a year ago. Morgan getting it forward, down towards Husband. Dominguez very quickly on his toes. Yates can play back towards Dominguez. And now Williams has got it. Right in front of us. Williams with the rip socks. Back to the goal scorer, Omobamidele. He's had to wait so long for this debut, but almost worth the wait when you've scored after 16 minutes of it.
Yeah, it's important. It'll do his confidence a lot of good. I think he's started well. He's seen a lot of the ball, but it's important that he brings a threat in that attacking box as well.
Still 0 in the other 2 FA Cup ties, Everton Palace, live over on Talksport, and Bristol Rovers against Norwich. Ball out of play for a throw, which will be taken by Nuno Tavares for Forest. And it's a Blackpool throw almost instantly. 10 yards inside their own half. Blackpool with the opportunity just to try and get the bodies forward. Norburn is offering himself for the throw. Ollie Norburn, who's in the Shrewsbury side that held Liverpool in the FA Cup a few years ago. They worked it over the top. Goalkeeper came out to the edge of the area. Hamilton would have got there before him, but Murillo, I think, was the covering defender who was able to hook it away. And it goes out of play for a throw that Blackpool will take on their right flank, about 15 yards from the corner flag. 19 minutes gone here on Talksport 2. Blackpool 0, Forest 1. And an opportunity to launch a long throw inside the penalty area, although the Tangerines have only got 3 inside the box for it. Throw taken short for the retreating Rhodes. Rhodes laying it back. And then Morgan will work it all the way back to his goalkeeper, Grimshaw. And Grimshaw just side foots it forward through the midfield. Norburn able to turn away from Yates and then chip it down towards Lyons, who's playing high on this left-hand side as a wing back. Andy Lyons. Recycle through the midfield. James Husband's got it now. Once more it comes back to Morgan. Long crossfield ball from him. Forest able to cut that out with Hudson-Odoi. Blackpool winning a lot of the second ball. And they have it again in central midfield with Morgan. Morgan down towards Husband. Husband 5 yards in from the left-hand touchline. Back towards halfway again for Morgan. Blackpool probing patiently. Try to wait for the right options to become available ahead of them. Ekpiteta. Down towards Husband. Husband flicking it forward with his weaker foot. He's right. He's just passed it straight to Oro Mangala. And Forest will commit bodies forward quickly here. And to Nuno Tavares on the left-hand side. He exchanges passes with Hudson-Odoi. Mangala's got it now. From him to Murillo. The Brazilian taking a touch, working it into the feet of the Belgian international Mangala. For Forest, wearing 5 and turning away from Rhodes. Played to the goal scorer Omar Bamadeli. And to the Forest left, Nuno Tavares couldn't get it to stick, and then in trying to win it back, injudiciously lunges in and has given a free kick away.
Yeah, much better from Forest as well, playing in the right area, that middle third as well, but moving it so quickly. You know, Tavares, okay, yeah, the touch got away from him, but what I like is that reaction, just going and winning it back, albeit giving the foul away, making it very, very difficult for Blackpool if there is with the pace of the passing as well. Very, very good, much better from Forest.
Well, Omar Bamadeli scoring for his new club, his old club, trail at Bristol Rovers by a goal to nil. Luke McCormick has got it for Matt Taylor's men, and the gas ahead in Bristol. Rovers leading Norwich by a goal to nil. Here, Nottingham Forest, 17 minutes from setting up a trip to Bristol themselves to take on City in round 4. Dominguez heading it down for Yates. And now Williams able to bring the ball outside the penalty area to Dominguez. Dominguez getting it away from Lyons. Yates had held station in the centre of midfield and found space. Now as it's worked for, the offside flag is up against Callum Hudson-Odoi. And it's a free kick for the offside, which will be taken by Blackpool on the edge of their penalty area.
Well, I've got to say, outstanding quality from Forest there. Dominguez, great little one with outside of the foot, putting Yates in. He just kind of tries to put a little bit of fade on it, and like you say, Hudson-Odoi, he doesn't need to try and cheat.
Nuno Tavares defending down in the left back position, trying to get the ball away from Hamilton, and just checks back. Hamilton staying goal side of him. Nuno Tavares working it back, then it's played forward. Wood will try and get it away, but Ekpiteta's had his number so far. Blackpool working it through the midfield. Norburn just given a little bang, having passed the ball out towards the left-hand side for Husband. He took exception to it as well. Ball work back for Albie Morgan. Morgan to his right-hand side, chipped over the top by Norburn. Rhodes will go up for it, won it in the air, couldn't flick it on. Murillo can get it away. Danilo will work it further clear, where Wood will hold it up, and Yates has done well. Good quick feet from him to play down towards Dominguez on the Forest right-hand side. And after not a shaky start, a slow start really from Nottingham Forest, but they're warming to their task here and lead by a goal to nil.
Yeah, you can see the confidence is there. That goal has done them a world of good, just getting the ball in good areas.
And Woods couldn't get on the end of a Hudson-Odoi cross. It was a little bit too high for him, and had to play for a goal kick.
Yeah, but even that, 2-3 passes in that middle third goes out to Hudson-Odoi, and it's not a bad ball in, a little bit overhit, but Chris Wood, you've got bodies in the box trying to get on the end of it as well. Much better from Forest, using the ball as they were in the right areas, but there's end product, there's chances, there's opportunities.
Those are the thoughts of Chris Iwelumo. You're listening to Blackpool against Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup on Talksport 2 with Carling, the official beer partner of the Emirates FA Cup. 18 plus, please drink responsibly. Dominguez in possession midway inside his own half. Yates has got it now. Back down towards Dominguez. Dominguez put under immediate pressure by Carey. Able to get it back for Omar Bamadeli. Forest only made it to the 4th round 4 times in the last 9 seasons. They had that really good FA Cup run where they beat Arsenal, and then the holders Leicester in a thrilling East Midlands derby that no Forest fan will ever forget. The 4-1 victory over the reigning FA Cup holders back in the 21-22 season. But good days in the FA Cup have been few and far between in the grand scheme of things over the last decade or so. Here's Rhodes coming to meet the ball. No foul on him. He stayed on the deck. Nico Williams can bring it forward, but it was a poor pass as he looked for Wood. Just didn't give the big Kiwi any chance of getting on the end of that. And it's out of play for a goal kick. Rhodes is mightily relieved.
Yeah, I've got to say, Rhodes there, you've got to be stronger, but he's got 2 players coming through the back of him, round him, and he's just got to be stronger. Make sure you take a proper touch of that ball, make it stick, invite the challenge, and then you go down. He's took a poor touch, and Mangala is went and intercepted that straight away, but then I think Nico Williams just tried to overplay, put too much weight on that pass for Wood in behind.
Husband back for Grimshaw. And Wood coming across, putting a little bit of pressure on him. Hasn't scored an FA Cup goal actually for 5 years, Chris Wood. Has never scored against Blackpool in his career either. High ball played forward, which Lyons is going to be able to seize upon the seconds after Nico Williams' injudicious defensive header. Then it's worked back by Carey for Husband. Picked up now by Norburn in the midfield. And the Grenadian international just waiting for a little bit of movement ahead of him. Didn't like what he saw, so works it back for Connolly instead. Blackpool trying to get themselves back into the game, having conceded about 10 minutes ago to Andrew Omobamadele. In fact, the Seaside is yet to have a shot on target, only the one sight of Vlachodimos' goal so far. Carey fires it out towards Jordan Gabriel, out on the Blackpool right-hand side. Chance to deliver from Connolly. Coming to meet it was Carey. His flick header didn't get enough purchase, but Husband's got it now. He works it inside the 6-yard box. Forest, with enough bodies back, are going to be able to clear relatively easily with Williams. He'll get it forward towards Wood, but Ekpiteta again has dealt with him very effectively. Ultimately, though, it's come off Husband and has gone out of play for a Nottingham Forest throw.
Jim, it was brilliant from Blackpool there. Carey getting the ball in the central area. An excellent pass out, little set. Conley puts it in, and it's Carey that's trying to just get that little touch. He's broke his neck to get in around the penalty spot. And it's one of them. I think there was a boot that came up, but as a player, go put your head, make sure you make the connection, steer it goalwards and see where you are. If you're going to take a sore into the face, you take it. But good pressure there from Blackpool.
High ball sent down towards this near touchline is helped on by Dominguez. He's fouled Husband though. And it's going to be a free kick that will be taken on the Blackpool left-hand side. And don't forget, tomorrow morning, Alan Brazil, Gabby Agbonlahor back on Talksport Breakfast from 6 a.m. and they'll be reflecting on everything over the course of the final night of FA Cup third round action. At the moment, it's Bristol Rovers and Nottingham Forest who are going through. We're no closer to knowing who it's going to be at Goodison Park, where it's still Everton 0, Palace 0. But it's Alan and Gabby back tomorrow morning from 6 on Talksport Breakfast. Blackpool on the left-hand side from the free kick. Lyons made his way out into a wider position. Nobody had gone with him. Peels for handball against Williams inside the penalty area, but nothing given. And then Hudson-Odoi has been too strong and won it back in the midfield. Wood will make his way forward. Here is Hudson-Odoi inside the Blackpool penalty area now. Checks back onto his right foot. Tangerine shirts got back goal side quickly. They haven't got possession back though. Nico Williams has it. Back from him to Yates. Down towards Williams again. Williams 5 yards in from the right-hand touchline, goes back towards halfway for Dominguez. That was a good break from Nottingham Forest after good, strong physical play from Callum Hudson-Odoi in the midfield. But having got to a decent position, Chris, they just end up retreating, and now they're all the way back with their own goalkeeper again.
Yeah, I think it's just that kind of uncertainty with Hudson-Odoi. I think he's waiting for the overlap or the underlap. Just be committed. Drive at your defender. Commit your defender. Either move the ball, get your shot away, but I think he's just waiting to pass it on there. Wood
almost stumbling on the ball as he had it, but he didn't lose it. He was able to guide it back for Yates. Now played over the top for the run of Hudson-Odoi again, and is offside. It's been a relatively close call, that, as the ball was played for by Danilo. But the flag up against Callum Hudson-Odoi. Now we play nearly half an hour. Blackpool 0, Nottingham Forest 1. What do Blackpool need to do to get themselves back into this, Chris?
Well, I think, obviously Forest now, try and be brave. That defensive line, try and stay high. Forest are always going to try and play out, but when they get the ball in the middle third, they're moving it too fast. You can't really get near them, so try go man for man, force them to kick it. You pick up second balls, and then in that transition, then it's what you do with it then. And to be fair, with the ball, they are getting into good places in the wide areas, but it's just that product coming in. Andy Lyons, no pressure on him at all, has to beat the first man. It's a terrible ball into the box.
Hamilton's got it on the other side, the Blackpool right-hand side. Good sliding challenge comes in from Murillo. That prevented the cross, but it does give Blackpool their first corner of the night that they will take as we reach the half-hour mark here on Talksport 2. And this time Blackpool will get plenty of bodies forward. It's going to be Albie Morgan, who made his name at Charlton, who scored in the first game, is in great goal-scoring form at the moment. He got 2 at the weekend in a 2-0 win here against Exeter. And he'll go across to take this. He raises his right arm above his head. It is going to be a right-footed away swinger from Morgan. It's got Carey on the edge of the penalty area. It's got Norburn there, unmarked as well. And there are 6 in Tangerine inside the penalty area. Referee Darren Bond just having a word with, I think it's Chris Wood, and one of the Blackpool players as well, Ekpiteta, forward. Just about the jockeying for position that's going on. That's a little bit over physical. So in it comes from Morgan. Attacked at the near post and knocked away. A good attempt by Gabriel to get there. Forest clear it out only as far as Carey. Carey with a crossfield ball that was not the best. It was turned into a better one by Morgan, who came onto it and just got there ahead of Danilo, then had a snapshot, which is dragged wide of the near post.
Yeah, it's great technique from Albie Morgan. It wasn't a great pass, but he's drive forward, great little touch, and then he just took it on the half volley, just wide right of target there. But no, good quality from a young lad.
So 14 minutes to go before half-time. Blackpool 0, Nottingham Forest 1. Here on Talksport 2. And Vlachodimos will get it away. German-born goalkeeper who was dropped after the 5-0 defeat at Fulham has come back into the side for these cup ties, but seemingly it's still Matt Turner who's first choice. Blackpool in possession on the edge of their own penalty area with Husband, and Husband will just turn. Dominguez putting the pressure on him, and he's been able to turn it forward and get it in towards halfway. Carey was in really strongly and has won the throw off Nico Williams, which Lions is going to leave for James Husband to take.
Yeah, good from Carey there. It was a very kind of hard ball to try and control. That's kind of bounced off him. And I think just Dominguez has got his body between wall. A little bit of pressure from Carey comes off Dominguez. It's what he had to do. But I'm really impressed with Grimshaw, Jim. I think his distribution from the floor, I think decision making has been really good in goals for Blackpool tonight.
Yeah, he spent his formative years in the Manchester City Academy and has learned the Manchester City way in terms of being a ball-playing goalkeeper. Now James Husband has it. He'll bring it forward. The centre-half working it in towards Morgan. Norburn has it now in the centre of midfield for Blackpool. And then having worked the ball safely back for Ekpiteta to return, who wasn't happy with the movement ahead of him and the fact that there are very few passing avenues available for him. Blackpool still have it. They'll work it forward with Gabriel now off the right flank. Chipped in by Norburn towards the edge of the penalty area. Diving header from Williams. Peels for handball against Yates. Ball chipped back over the top again by Morgan. And Nuno Tavares should be there first. He's defended it really well because he's been able to wrap his left foot around it, rifle it into the nearest Blackpool player. He goes out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, excellent defending from Tavares there. Had to kind of follow him all the way, keep his eye on the ball and just try and fuel for the offensive player. He's just got put everything on it. Probably a little fortunate that he's just trying to clear it anywhere, but it's come off for a goal kick. But Murillo and Tavares have got a very good relationship from what I'm seeing.
Blackpool 0, Forest 1. Bristol Rovers 1, Norwich 0. Goalless between Everton and Palace over on Talksport right now. Forest will bring it forward. It's just a handball in there and pull back as well by Norburn. And the referee Darren Bond has given the free kick Forest way for that.
No yellow card there, Jim. He's pulled him back, isn't he? He's breaking through onto the defensive line. Referee's right next to it. Norburn had no. He's not trying to do anything. Just pulled his man back by the shoulder.
Well, Darren Bond kept his card in his pocket. Blackpool have taken a resulting throw pretty quickly, and Rhodes wins another corner from it. His cross hit Murillo. Ball bouncing back off the hoardings and to Murillo, who then rifles it right into the back of that stand away to our left-hand side. It's going to be a corner which will be taken by Blackpool. Will they be able to work this one slightly more effectively in their first a couple of minutes ago? It could easily have been a yellow card for Norburn in the midfield, couldn't it?
No, definitely. You know, I think it's going to be an advantage in Norwich in Forest's favour there when they're driving through that midfield area. You know, and it's one of them. Sometimes you have to take one for the team, but I'm surprised the referee never brought it out. Great defending there from Murillo.
So Morgan's going to take this corner over on the Blackpool right-hand side. 10 minutes to go to half-time as the Seasiders look for an equaliser. Nuno Tavares heads the corner away, and it's out for another corner. That was a better delivery from Morgan because it was hit in with what Stuart Pearce would describe as a little bit of violence from that right-hand side.
It's a great ball in, isn't it? Now Tavares alive to it. And you know what? It's about that first contact. Go, make sure you go and put your head on it.
This one is sending much deeper. It's looking for Carey. Carey will be able to pick it up via a Forest defensive header. And the former Kings Lynn man works it back into the centre circle for Hamilton. Then it's worked inside the penalty area and travelled a long way before Omar Bamadeli on the stretch could clear it. Blackpool win the seconds again, and do they win a throw? No, they've conceded a throw. The last touch came off Morgan, and it'll be a throw which will be taken over on the Forest left-hand side. 10 to the break, Forest leading, courtesy of that 16th minute goal from Andrew Omobamadele. Grimshaw dealing with another ball outside his penalty area, sweeping up to get it away from Chris Wood. And Blackpool will bring it forward with James Husband. Husband looking long, flicked on by Rhodes towards the edge of the penalty area. Hamilton trying to divert it into the path of Carey coming in behind him. Forest hammer it clear, look long for Wood, but nothing sticking up front for Nottingham Forest. Ekpiteta has had a very comfortable evening so far. Morgan will bring it forward now, the Blackpool number 8. Exchanging passes with Husband. Morgan again into Norburn's feet and straight back. And then they'll try that a second time, and then he stumbled, but he was put under pressure by Danilo, who's fouled him. Norburn not happy. There's a free kick to Blackpool just inside Forest territory.
That's a real opportunity for me, for Blackpool there. It's a great little ball from Husband to Rhodes. He done everything right. Little flick into Hamilton. It's got to be better from Hamilton. Yeah, I love the fact that he's there. He's gambling in behind, but he's got to make it stick. I think it was Albie Morgan, I think, was breaking just to try and get the set. It has to be right.
Husband with a deeper ball inside the penalty area this time. Ekpiteta had made his way forward. It's clear. Danilo gets it further away. Helped back in by Norburn, but Nuno Tavares now can lead a counter-attack, which is snuffed out in its infancy. Play forward again towards the edge of the Forest penalty area by Norburn, but not to good effect. Yates has got the ball now and is in the centre of midfield for Forest. And they're kicking from left to right and able to bring it forward here to find Dominguez. Now Dominguez stops on halfway, calms things down from a Forest perspective. Goes back for Mangala, and then he will work it back to Omobamadele inside his own half, the debutant Forest centre half. Fall from him to Danilo. Hudson-Odoi comes to join in. Now swept forward towards Nuno Tavares, who will try and get his way round Connolly, and he's been able to do exactly that. Side foots it forward, Wood making a run. Ekpiteta slightly off balance, still able to field the pass, and he could get it away. And then there's a less than subtle push from Murillo over on the far side on Hamilton, which just took the ball away from the pair of them, and it goes out of play for a Nottingham Forest throw.
It's just a little bit of savvy there, I think, from Hamilton. Murillo comes through the back. Yeah, it's a little bit forceful, but it's a shoulder to the centre of the back. The ball's going out of play. Just go to the ground. You know, the referee's looking right at it. He has to give a free kick in Blackpool's favour there.
One game in the African Cup of Nations tonight. Zambia have just taken the lead against the Democratic Republic of Congo with Kings Kangwa, who plays his club football for Red Star Belgrade, the man that's got that goal. Here's Ryan Yates on the right-hand side for Nottingham Forest. Trying to work himself a crossing opportunity. He can't, but he recycles it, goes back for Dominguez, Mangala, and then Yates. Missed Dominguez from close range. Dominguez actually applauding the intent of the pass, even if the execution wasn't quite up to muster. Goes out of play for a throw that Blackpool will take in their left-back position. And Chris, we're 6 minutes from half-time. Forest still leading and still pretty comfortable.
Yeah, they are comfortable. I think overplaying still in that attacking area, especially down this right-hand side. You know, Yates had an opportunity, 2 opportunities to put the ball in. Comes back to Dominguez, slows down. They have to then go through the 2 banks, the 2 defensive units of Blackpool. Just put the ball in the box. You've got Chris Wood in there. There's not many better at going and attack it in the box, Jim. So I don't understand. Give him something to go and put his head on.
Blackpool bring it forward again, and they've got Andy Lyons in space. But Husband will take the more conservative route and go back towards the edge of his own penalty area. Grimshaw coming out, taking a touch, getting it away from Wood, and then venturing outside the penalty area before firing it forward. Nuno Tavares picked it up, but his touch was a little bit heavy. Blackpool win the seconds in the midfield with Morgan. Buzz of expectation very quickly fizzles out as Morgan gave it away rather than being able to find Andy Lyons. Blackpool back in possession in the blink of an eye as Forest repaid the favour. Will Morgan be able to find a man this time? He can. Works it back for Husband. Forward from him through the midfield, where it's helped on by Norburn. Norburn coming through the midfield for Carey. Carey switching it out towards the right-hand side. Hamilton making a good run forward ahead of Gabriel here. And he's got it on the right-hand side of the box. Murillo watching him every step of the way. Work back for Jordan Gabriel once more. Right-footed ball swept inside the area from Connolly. Not quite enough height on that. Mangala gets it clear. Blackpool having more possession as the half goes on. It was 25-75 in Forest's favour at one stage, but Blackpool have seen much more of it in the last 10-15 minutes, but still there's a lack of accuracy about telling passes. And this latest move breaks down. Yates actually just got caught there off the ball, but he's back on his feet without the need for treatment. Forest had worked it back for the keeper. Vlachodimos had time for the second touch that he needed, but has shanked it straight out of play for a throw which Blackpool want to take quickly. And have done so forward towards Hamilton. Hamilton near the edge of the Forest penalty area. 1-0 Nottingham Forest leader here on Talksport 2. Jim Proudfoot and Chris Uwelimo talking you through the action from Bloomfield Road. Now then, Ekpiteta has made his first mistake of the night as he tried to find James' husband and whacked it straight past him and out of play. Now, a reminder, we'll bring you live and exclusive ball-by-ball commentary of England's forthcoming 5-match test series in India here on Talksport 2. First test getting underway next Thursday morning in Hyderabad. And we're going to be on air from 3:45 in the morning. GMT. It's the first of 5 tests that we will bring you live and exclusive on Talksport 2. The whole tour includes over 200 hours of live ad-free cricket coverage. We've got Bumble, Kevin Peterson, Darren Goff, all amongst your commentary team. It's all right here on Talksport 2, starting next Thursday in Hyderabad at 3:45 in the morning. Don't miss it on your award-winning Talksport cricket team. Here and now in Lancashire, Blackpool 0, Forest 1. And Forest able to bring the ball forward, Nuno Tavares, and gets it out towards Callum Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi's played 2 FA Cup finals in his career, playing it back for Mangala. Yates ahead of him. And Mangala resisting the temptation from the Forest fans away to our left-hand side, who are urging him to shoot. Yates back for Williams. Yates has got it again. Yates controlling it on the right-hand touchline. Forest, by and large, controlling proceedings, although Blackpool have had a better last 6 or 7 minutes. They still haven't forced Vlachodimos into a difficult save tonight. 3 minutes to go to half-time. Chris, what's your view on the pitch? It seems to have held up pretty well so far. I saw Yates stumble in a good position, and it's been a little bit bobbly at times as well, as Wood brings it forward here on the left-hand side of the penalty area. Chance for Danilo to deliver, and it'll be put away by Connolly for a corner.
No, I think we've seen real good quality from both sides. You know, on the floor, you know, moving it well. Yeah, there's a little bit extra bounce there. You know, I think Ryan Yates just had lost his footing, but I've not really seen any other moments. We've not really got into that bottom left-hand corner. That was a real concern. But you know, I think it's been real good quality.
Well, Forest have an opportunity to double their lead. This their 4th corner. They scored from one of the preceding 3. I think it was the last of the 3 that they took. That was from the right flank. This is going to be from the left flank, and it's going to be a left-footed away swing delivery from Nuno Tavares into a really dangerous area. Ekpiteta had to stretch, and then a right-footed effort goes over the bar from Dominguez. Can't hit the target and score for what would have been a 3rd successive appearance.
Yeah, Dominguez, I think he's really enjoying the game tonight. You know, very comfortable player. You know, slows it down, and then he's just got that moment of quality. He'll be disappointed. You know, I think that's a real opportunity for a player of his quality to go and take that with the time that he had. He'd be disappointed he's not hit the target there.
The former Bologna man didn't really score many goals in Serie A, but he's already got 3 in a dozen appearances for his new club. And as I mentioned, one against Blackpool. In the last game, he scored in the preceding league match against Manchester United as well. And Murillo having to stretch to steer a quick Blackpool throw away from the danger area. And he goes out for another Blackpool throw, which they will take much nearer the corner flag. Gabriel picking up the ball from in front of the hoardings, walking back. Dries it on his tangerine shirt for a moment, holds it in the palm of his right hand, now arches the back, hurls the yellow ball inside the penalty area, looking for a near post flick, which wasn't forthcoming, and it was worked right across the 6-yard box, and there was no Blackpool player at the far post could get a touch to turn it into the unguarded net.
Well, the ball comes in, it's kept alive. I think it's is it Hamilton, is it? He just manipulates the ball and just tries to get his foot through it, right? Ekpiteta, wasn't it? Yes, and like you say, I think he's disappointed he's not hit the target there. You know, goalkeeper beaten, but it just goes across the face of goal there.
How to play for a Forest throw. It was the one truly nervy moment for those Forest fans away to our left-hand side. We're in the last seconds of the first half. I don't think there's going to be an awful lot of time to be added. Just the 1 extra minute is shown by the fourth official, Seb Stockbridge, over on the far side. Ball launched for by Blackpool again. But Connolly can't find his man. Nuno Tavares able to bring the ball down and will get it away from Hamilton. Danilo losing out. Norburn has done well. Hamilton's got the ball at his feet, but works it backwards when perhaps there was a more progressive pass that was available. A few murmurs of discontent from the Blackpool supporters that it's been a little bit too conservative at times. They've got it here in the midfield with Morgan. Already midway through this one additional minute. Now it comes forward long, bounces over the head of Rhodes, and Vlachodimos can pick it up, and that will see us through to half-time.
Yeah, it's one of them. I think you've got to anticipate, you've got to get in there, put pressure on the goalkeeper. It's just if you're stuck in your heels and you're reacting, you're not going to get there. You're not going to make it. Not bad quality, helped on. Defensively, have to do better. Go and win those aerial duels, especially in this moment in the game.
Vlachodimos with the last touch of the first half. It is the Forest fans away to our left-hand side, the happier. They lead by a goal to nil. Andrew Omobamidele on his debut after a Dominguez corner was flicked on by Yates. And he had plenty of time, the Irish international, coming at the far post to blast it into the net. And over 45 minutes, they're good value for a 1-0 half-time lead, Chris.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think Nuno will be quite happy. Slow start, but grew into the game, using the ball very, very well. Overplaying in an attacking area, and that's something I'm sure you want end product, you want crosses, you want bodies breaking the net to get in there. But like you say, 1-0, it was a fantastic goal as well from Omobamidele. He just took it well, had a lot of time to think, but good connection, hit the back of the net, and that's what it's all about. And the confidence grew from that, Jim.
What's most impressed you with this Forest performance so far?
Well, they're playing out no matter what. Even though they were making errors, they were still saying, you know what, I'm going to be brave enough, I'm going to try and do it. It's obviously the instruction from Nuno. Play out from the back, build up, be patient with it. I do think they can mix up. I've got to say, in fairness, Jim, I think they can, with quality, go down the sides with the players that they've got. I think we Wood up top, he's an outlet all the time, quality into body, into feet. It doesn't have to be fight balls all the time, so they can mix that up. But it made it easy for Blackpool out of possession. But then all of a sudden they got the goal, they're playing in the middle third, made it very, very difficult for Blackpool. They couldn't get anyone near them with the pace of pass, the quality of pass, and the movement, picking up the ball in really good areas.
What are the principal positives as far as Critchley's concerned with Blackpool? What will he have seen in that first 45 minutes that he will believe that his side can build upon in the next 45?
Well, I think probably too much respect defensively. I think they're bringing everyone back and doing its job, stopping Nottingham Forest from putting any quality into the box, even though they've had opportunity. I think in possession of the ball, that midfield area as well, I've seen some excellent passes out to the flanks, and that's where it breaks down. Conley on occasion, it's poor balls. Beat the first man. You've got 3-4 bodies in the box that are expecting some sort of service, and they're not getting it at the minute. And it was also on the right, Ant Lyons as well. Excellent run, great ball from Husband. He's unmarked. There's no pressure there. If you can't pass the ball and put it and beat the first man there, what's going on? If that's me, Jordan Rhodes, you've got to have a little kind of private word in the dressing room.
Private word? A little private word?
Yes.
I think that's a little bit euphemistic. Half-time then, here in Lancashire. Blackpool 0, Nottingham Forest 1. The deadlock has been broken in our live Talksport game as well. Everton leading Palace by a goal to nil at half-time. Andre Gomez with that. Bristol Rovers 1, Norwich 0 at the break with Luke McCormick's goal. So as things stand right now, Bristol Rovers going through, Everton going through, and Forest going through here at Blackpool. The second half to come very shortly here on Talksport 2.
The Emirates FA Cup live on Talksport 2 with Carling, the official beer partner of the Emirates FA Cup and Adobe Women's FA Cup. 18 plus, please drink responsibly.
At Kia, we're switching on the Kia Power On event, showcasing our award-winning electrified range, featuring our new electric 7-seater Kia EV9 with a range of up to 349 miles, and our stylish hybrid SUV, the Kia Sportage. Get 2 years free servicing when you order by the 29th of February. Ready to switch to an electrified SUV? Search the Kia Power On event. Take the lead. Drive electrified. Kia. Movement that inspires. T's and C's apply. Free servicing offer available until 29th of February. Range based on test conditions and may vary.
Look at him go.
He's a quality striker.
No, not him. The electrician fixing those lights.
Wow. Is he?
Yes, he uses QuickBooks to prepare for self-assessment.
This is truly game-changing.
Use QuickBooks year-round to ensure your income tax return is shock-free. That's how you business differently. Intuit QuickBooks.
At Tesco Mobile, get the incredible iPhone 14 with the dual camera system, so you can capture stunning photos in low light and bright light. You'll also get 25 gigs of data, all for just $34.99 a month with club card prices, saving you £216. Plus, that price will stay frozen for your whole contract. This is Supermarket Mobile. Search Tesco Mobile. Every little helps.
Ends 31st of January. Club card and 36-month credit agreement required. Subject to status. Terms at tescomobile.com/terms.
This is a travel supermarket announcement. The supermarket for travel. We're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week here at travelsupermarket.com, so you can compare thousands of package holidays, sort out your travel insurance, car hire, flights and hotels too. There's literally aisles of aisles. You get the idea. Travel Supermarket, a supermarket for travel, obviously. ATOL protected.
Did you know that Sky Mobile has 99% network coverage? That means...
Dads, like me.
Commuters like me.
And farmers like...
Yep, they all get 99% network coverage on Sky Mobile. Hello, Possible.
4G outdoor network available to 99% of UK population.
PGA Tour, the American Express, live on Talksport 2, tomorrow night from 6. As the world's golfing elite go head-to-head at PGA West Stadium, hear full swing-by-pitch-by-putt commentary of all the action direct from La Quinta, California. PGA Tour, the American Express, tomorrow night from 6, live on Talksport 2.
On DAB+, online, via the Talksport app, and on your smart speaker.
The FA Cup live on Talksport 2.
You're listening to the FA Cup on Talksport 2 with Carling, the official beer partner of the Emirates FA Cup. 18 plus. Please drink responsibly. So Everton leading Palace 1-0, Bristol Rovers 1, Norwich 0. Here in our live commentary game from Bloomfield Road, it's Blackpool 0, Nottingham Forest 1. So far, so good for Nuno's men then. A rare bright spot in what's been a really difficult week for them. Let's bring you some more fallout to the club being charged with breaking profit and sustainability rules last season. The Forest have said they'll cooperate fully with the investigation. They're confident of a speedy and fair resolution. Now, the case has been referred to the chair of the judicial panel, and the former Crystal Palace owner, Talksport Simon Jordan, has explained exactly why Forest have been charged.
What Forest have done is they've overspent in the first season in the Premier League. They were allowed to have a certain amount. You're allowed to have 105 million in the Premier League. You're allowed to have about 12 or 13 million in the Championship. They had 2 years in the Championship and 1 year in the Premier League in the last 3 years. So that means they don't get 3 years of Premiership losses. They only get one. So they're only allowed to lose 61 million quid. They've lost more than 61 million quid. Part of their argument is that they sold Brennan Johnson at a time when they could achieve maximum value, which was in a competitive market at the end of August, at the end of the transfer window, rather than sell him earlier in a bear market where they've got a reduced price, but they've got some ability to be able to manage their financial fair play. So what their argument in part will be is we want to be able to, and there is provisions for it. There is an allowance for the Premier League to look at this, which is we sold a player at a time when we achieved maximum value, and we want to adjust that transaction back into the previous year as a consideration to be able to get us past this problem. Now, I say that's fair thinking to some extent. I'd also say that by January of last year, Nottingham Forest would have had financial projections, management accounts, projecting forward all their revenue streams, all their cost base, all their wages, all their bonuses, all their TV money, all their merit payments, all their cup revenues, and every cost to know what they were going to look like at the end of June. So they would have known in January, by the end of January, after the transfer window's been closed and they can't spend any more money, what they're going to look like in June. So that gave them 4 or 5 months to plan or not have bought the players they did in January. Yeah. Like most things in football clubs didn't believe that the Premier League and the new rule structure have the teeth. So I think personally that there's an inherent unfairness. I think Nottingham Forest, any team that gets promoted from the Championship, should have a little bit of dispensation. Should have a little bit. I think the FFP rules or the profit and sustainability rules are right for governance. I just think they're a blunt instrument, and I think they need to be sophisticated. I think new ownership models should be given dispensation on the losses that they're allowed, so it defeats the argument about cartels being maintained. I think Premier clubs that are coming up from the Championship, that come up from a very disadvantaged position, that want to have a go, should be given a bit of dispensation in the first season, i.e. greater allowable adjustments or allowable losses, so they get a fair opportunity to compete in the Premier League and not just go back down again. And I think that the governance should be there, because what we're trying to do, what is more important, the stability and sanity of an industry financially, or individual moments in time where owners come in, do what they want, and break the ecosystem. There's a balance to be struck. But Forest have got a sustainable argument. But this path has been trodden by Everton with the transfer of Richarlison and what they could have got for Richarlison against what they did get. And also Everton suggesting, I understand, that they've lost 200 million worth of commercial deals. I do hope they're not referring to those commercial deals that might have come from Usmanov, because that would be a strange little conundrum, wouldn't it?
Has this become the season of asterisks?
Well, yeah. I mean, ultimately, asterisks are denoting people's achievements, because like so many things in football, all of a sudden, we don't want anybody on the pitch. So it's a new hard and fast rule. No invasion of the pitch. Last 30 years, everyone come on, it's quintessential English football. Happy days, invade the pitch. Now it's not. Now we mean it. Now financial fair play means it. We've had financial fair play for 15 years. It's really not had the teeth that it's got now, because now they mean it. But why do they mean it now? Why do they mean it now? Is it because the Spanish have set examples of what they were prepared to do in their league and put salary caps in? Look what happened to Barcelona and all the troubles that they had there. Is it because they're worried about independent regulation and want to see that they can show the clean house? Is it because they're worried about Middle Eastern money and what that's going to do, and they want to make sure that governance will also extend to them as well, and they want to lead the way by showing how the elite leagues behave, and if they want to play in the elite leagues, the Saudi teams, they're not going to be able to do it on a basis of financial profligacy. All of these things come into play, but I think governance is right. I just think it's a little bit blunt of an instrument right now. It needs to be sophisticated, but not sophisticated to achieve what Nottingham Forest and Everton might want. Sophisticated to be more fit for purpose in a sport that's evolving all the time.
Now that's the former Crystal Palace owner Simon Jordan speaking on Talksport to Jim White. Absolutely fascinating the depth in which he went into there. He's back alongside Jim tomorrow morning from 10. Always a must listen. White and Jordan over on Talksport from 10 tomorrow morning. Right now though, we're here at Bloomfield Road. Forest leading 1-0. Let's take a look at the halftime highlights in partnership with Carling.
The Emirates FA Cup halftime highlights on Talksport 2 with Carling, the official beer partner of the Emirates FA Cup and Adobe Women's FA Cup. 18 plus, please drink responsibly.
Arsenal, West Ham, Brentford and Burnley have all been eliminated. But can Forest avoid an ignominious exit too? It's a left-footed away swinging corner towards the penalty spot. Murillo with a header. And the goalkeeper Grimshaw's done really well. Flicked on well by Yates and put it at the far post. Andrew Omobamidele on his debut for Nottingham Forest.
Well, it's a sucker punch, isn't it? You're looking at Blackpool, how well they've started with and without the ball. They're 1-0 down.
So it's Blackpool 0, Forest 1 at half-time, and that was thanks to Carling.
The Emirates FA Cup halftime highlights on Talksport 2 with Carling, the official beer partner of the Emirates FA Cup and Adobe Women's FA Cup. 18 plus, please drink responsibly.
So we're still waiting for the return of the two players from the tunnel here at a very cold Bloomfield Row. We've been talking about the quality of the pitch. It has held up okay. There were doubts that the game was going to take place at one stage, or that it might not pass an inspection. They were very concerned about the one corner of the pitch, but so far so good, and so far so good as far as Nottingham Forest are concerned as well. No sign that there are going to be any impending changes made at this juncture. Chris Uwelimo is with me, the former Scotland international. We didn't really talk before the game about the potential significance of the absence of Morgan Gibbs-White. We expect that it's going to be around a fortnight. That's what Nuno has said. So he misses tonight, almost certainly going to be missing the game away at Brentford Saturday tea time as well, and perhaps more. They've done all right without him tonight, and how significant an absentee will he be for the trip to the G-Tech of the weekend?
Yeah, massive. You know, I think he's one of those players just with a moment of absolute quality. He can put it in the back of the net. I think wants the ball all the time, an outlet, fantastic technician with the ball, but he scores important goals, Jim. And I think hardest thing to do in football, put the ball in the back of the net, and he does it on the big occasion. And they're going to need a player like that a game where they're under the cosh, they're under that, you know, on the back foot, and he's just that one moment of just sheer brilliance, can put the ball in the back of the net, and then all of a sudden, then from that, as we've seen tonight, the confidence lifts. They can play. You know, I think he's rested a few first team players tonight, rightfully so, because he's got one eye on that Premier League game, for the fact that, you know what, if there is going to be charges and there is going to be ramifications from that, they have to make sure they prioritise.
Yep, no Montiel, Toffolo or Worrell in the starting lineup tonight. So that's 3 of potentially what the first choice defence is looking like at the moment, bearing in mind how many players they've got away at the African Cup of Nations that have been rested tonight. No Morgan Gibbs-White, we understand, for that Brentford game. As I say, Nuno said it was around a fortnight. We reckon that perhaps that is being a little bit pessimistic. He might be back before that, but certainly Forest fans will be hoping to see him sooner rather than later back in the side. One man who's been given the opportunity tonight in the absence of some of those more established names in the Forest back line, Andrew Omobamidele, he scored the goal. What have you made of his overall performance after 5 months of sitting out and been waiting for an opportunity? He hasn't looked ring rusty.
No, he looks right up to speed, doesn't he? You know, I think he's went and he's won his aerial duels. He's going and attacking things in both boxes. You know, he's been asked a few questions, you know, and he's been alive to it. And I mean, like, when that little ball goes over the top, he's aware. He's moving his feet. You know, I think he's looking sharp. In this Nottingham Forest side as well, you have to be able to be comfortable with the ball, playing out from the back all the time, even when you're under pressure. Like Blackpool went left 3 up and says, come on then, and they still played short and played through. So I've been really impressed, and then obviously going and getting the goal as well, you know, that just makes you feel a million times better. So yeah, he'll be happy with himself just now, but I'm sure Nuno and experienced players beside him who saying, right, let's keep the levels now, because he's showcasing himself to the manager what he's about.
You're listening to the FA Cup on Talksport 2 with Carling, the official beer partner of the Emirates FA Cup. 18 plus, please drink responsibly. So Everton leading Palace 1-0. That's live for you over on Talksport right now. Bristol Rovers 1, Norwich 0. And here it's Blackpool 0, Forest 1. The other game taking place tonight, the African Cup of Nations. Just talking about Brentford, Yohan Wissa has scored an equaliser for the Democratic Republic of Congo. 1-1 in first half injury time against Zambia in that game. Darren Bond gets us back underway here at Bloomfield Road. Blackpool kicking from left to right in their tangerine shirts. Forest in their change kit of predominantly dark blue with pinky grey stripes. And they're defending the end away to our right-hand side in this second half here on Talksport 2. Blackpool looking for a response. It was Forest that had to come from behind in the first game. They were 2-0 down, but they got back to draw 2-2 with the goals at the start of half-time from Dominguez and Gibbs-White after Blackpool have struck twice in 2 minutes. Well, it's Blackpool that are having to come and try and do it the hard way tonight and coming from behind. Trailing 1-0. Morgan, it's a terrible ball back towards his goalkeeper. Grimshaw's rescued it to an extent and they side-footed into the net. Forest have doubled their lead right at the start of the second half through Danilo. And Albie Morgan hangs his head. Saw his goalkeeper woefully short with a back pass, so under-hit. Forest nipped in, though Grimshaw was quickly off his line to deny Dominguez. There was nothing that could be done about Danilo, who passed it into the empty net for 2.
Yeah, you know what, Albie Morgan, you're thinking with the quality that he's got, yeah, just turn around. He can turn around and go. He sold his goalkeeper shot, and they were onto it like a flash. Nottingham Forest, I've got to say, it's an excellent finish as well. Had the composure just to drive in Danilo with the ball into the 18-yard box, put a lot of pace on it, and it took a little deflection, but it's in the back of the net, on target. Fantastic goal in the end.
So Danilo with the goal. He scored in 3 successive games near the end of last season. Hadn't scored this, but he has now. And it's Blackpool 0, Nottingham Forest 2 in the opening moments of the second half. The goal, just wonder at what cost it has come, because Grimshaw had to come off his line as quickly as he could. He's very brave in making the stop from the initial shot from Dominguez, but he's still down hurt away to our left.
Well, he got to the ball first, but there was a challenge, very, very strong, safe challenge, and it's just the coming together. You know, he's really, really felt that one in such an important time not to make a mistake, Jim, and not such an important time not to concede. It's not looking good mountain to climb now for Blackpool, but they have to react.
Well, Blackpool substitute goalkeeper Richard O'Donnell is out warming up. Some 7 years since he last played at this stage of the FA Cup. That was back in his Bristol City days. Grimshaw still being attended to. It was just a horrible moment for Morgan, who, as soon as he played the pass, he knew the danger of the moment. And it unravelled very quickly from that point onwards. So Grimshaw back on his feet, away to our left-hand side. And he'll make his way very gingerly towards the edge of the penalty area, and he's still feeling his right arm. He's just bent down again now on the edge of the box. A horrible start of this second half for Blackpool. And now they have to do to Forest what Forest did to them in the first game 10 days ago. And that's come back from 2-0 down. Remember, extra time and penalties on the agenda if necessary tonight. Blackpool try and get it towards Andy Lyons. Murillo, the only player who's been booked so far tonight, coming to sweep up for Nottingham Forest to get it away and out of play for a throw on the Blackpool left. 2-0 to Forest right at the start of this second half on Talksport 2. Ball thrown down to the left-hand side. Lyons not in a position from his ultra-high attacking position from left wing back to be able to get a cross in. Yates will try and get it away. Referee had about 4 touches, and the referee, Darren Bond, then obliged to stop it, and there'll be a drop ball presented to Blackpool for the restart.
Well, yeah, I understand that. I think Dominguez's ball was going to get through to Yates anyway. The referee didn't know that. It should be a Nottingham Forest ball, because I thought it was a tidy little pass forward as well from Dominguez.
Ekpiteta controlling it inside the centre circle. They're put under pressure there by Wood. It's probably the first instalment of the battle that Wood has won. They forced Ekpiteta into an area. He's cleared it straight out of play for a throw that will be taken over on the Forest right-hand side. Blackpool just outside the playoff positions in League One, so every game crucial for them at the moment, and they go to Bristol Rovers at the weekend. Rovers themselves in cup action tonight, of course, and leading Norwich by a goal to nil right now. Forest in possession inside their own penalty area with Vlachodimos, and he's chipped it down to the left for Nuno Tavares. Tavares to Yates, and then winning it back. An attempt by Hamilton to stab it clear. Murillo is very calmly bringing it forward in towards Chris Wood. And Ekpiteta almost pulling the shirt off his back that time. It's a free kick which will be taken by Ryan Yates and Nottingham Forest. And scored in the first half and very early in the second. They're 2 goals to the good here on Talksport 2.
Yeah, it's just experience from Chris Wood there. It's not enough contact to make him fall to the floor the way that he did, but he's just given the referee a decision to make. The contact was quite strong from Ekpiteta.
Yates finds Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi on the left-hand side of the penalty area. Forest looking to make it safe. Yates! It was nothing more than a pass back to Grimshaw in the end. So he worked it from his right foot onto his left, but he was off balance and just toe-poked it towards goal. I think it probably would have gone wide. Barely had the strength to get there. Grimshaw looks all right, actually, after the knock that he picked up in trying to prevent that second goal. Still... It looks as though he's got a bit of pain etched across his face. He's not moving with a great degree of fluency now away to our left as his opposite number, Vlachodimos, comes outside the penalty area and sweeps up. But Grimshaw soldiering on. Morgan out towards Andy Lyons. Lyons taking on Wood, getting it past him. Can't bring Carey into it. Forrest winning it back comfortably. Yates will go deep towards Murillo. Now Omobamidele, the scorer of the first goal. Back to his goalkeeper, Vlachodimos, takes a touch and then works it out towards Nuno Tavares. And a sense now that Forest are in complete control. And as soon as I say that, Nuno gives it away. Just passed it straight out towards Norburn. Here's CJ Hamilton for Blackpool, trying to find a way through. Yates stopped that. And Nuno Tavares has come back. He's had to play it back inside his own penalty area. Murillo calmly chips it forward, and Yates with an impudent but easy piece of control did brilliantly to flick out a right foot behind him and just kill the ball from Murillo. Forrest work it back to the goalkeeper. Vlachodimos gets it away. High ball forward. Ekpiteta misjudging that as Hudson-Odoi put the pressure on, and it breaks for Chris Wood. Now Forrest can bring it forward with Mangala. Mangala inside the centre circle. To his right-hand side for Omobamidele. Poke past Carey. And out of the Forest right-hand side where it'll be turned infield again by Dominguez. Mangala. Goal scorer Danilo. It's a clever little touch from him. Wood on the edge of the penalty area trying to roll his man and get a shot in. He's got Hudson-Odoi to his left. In the end he went for goal. It's cannon back of a Blackpool player, Connolly, and down towards Callum Hudson-Odoi again on the Forest left-hand side. He works it inside the penalty area. Hudson-Odoi getting a return ball, and another little 1-2, a little wall pass around the edge of the box. Neat and tidy this from Forest, but they are actually going backwards. Murillo, every Blackpool player behind the ball as he finds Yates. Yates into the feet of Hudson-Odoi again. Nuno Tavares back down for Ryan Yates on the left-hand side here for Nottingham Forest. Nuno Tavares has got it. Looked up, surveyed his options, didn't fancy any of them and went for Yates. Then he's given it away. Hamilton past one challenge, tries to get past the second. Murillo stands firm and brings it away. Nuno with quick feet gets it away from Morgan. Danilo will help it out towards the right for Nico Williams, and Welsh international will do his best to try and get past Lyons. Forest forced to change the line of attack and come back into a more central area, but Dominguez can find Omar Bamadeli, his centre half, and he brings the ball towards the edge of the centre circle before he too goes back. And now they look long with Murillo trying to get it down the right-hand side for Dominguez. He's got a really good passing radar. Didn't quite pick him out, but Forest can win the second ball with Hudson-Odoi. A strong challenge coming in on him. Gabriel it was, and he stayed down hurt here. Hudson-Odoi, that will have hurt on a cold night. Out he goes towards the Forest right-hand side, and they'll put it out so that Hudson-Odoi can receive treatment.
Yeah, it was a poor touch from Hudson-Odoi that invited that challenge from Gabriel, but Nottingham Forest are completely in control. You know, yeah, there has been opportunities that I think they can put the ball in the box, but why? You know, just keep possession of it. Really make Blackpool have to work. Jordan Rhodes is completely isolated, so when Blackpool do get possession, you know what, they're trying to kind of dribble it up to him rather than pass it into his feet, because the pass isn't on.
There's been an equaliser for Norwich in the early stages of the second half at the Memorial Stadium. Bristol Rovers 1, Norwich 1. Confirm the goal scorer for the Canaries for you very shortly. So that one's dead level over on Talksport right now. Everton leading Crystal Palace by a goal to nil. And you're listening to Blackpool against Forest in the FA Cup on Talksport 2 with Carling, the official beer partner of the Emirates FA Cup. 18 plus, please drink responsibly. And don't forget, all the FA Cup fourth round action is coming your way as well, and some belting ties, including our live exclusive game, Newport against Manchester United. That's a week Sunday, January the 28th, a 4:30 kickoff at Rodney Parade in the FA Cup fourth round. There are plenty of other FA Cup ties between now and then, including Spurs against Manchester City, Ipswich against Maidstone, and Fulham against Newcastle on Friday and Saturday respectively. And we've also got more live football coming up for you this Friday night. The Championship returning here on Talksport 2, an exclusive game from Weir's side as Sunderland meet a Hull side who were knocked out of the FA Cup at Birmingham last night. And then Game Day Live Saturday, the build-up at 11 ahead of Game Day exclusive Arsenal against Crystal Palace. Arsenal hoping to arrest their recent malaise. New Year not been one of New Year's resolution as far as the Arsenal are concerned so far, but they take on Palace. That's a 12:30 kickoff this Saturday, and that is live for you over on Talksport. Also Talksport 2, Swansea against Southampton and Norwich against West Brom this coming Saturday. Now Hudson-Odoi has received lengthy treatment, and now that it looks as though the game is going to be able to start again, Grimshaw's gone down again away to our left.
So I think, yeah, you want them to try and soldier on, but, you know, why take the risk? I think Blackpool have a lot to play for if he's struggling. Yes, I'm surprised that he's waited so long, because the treatment for Hudson-Odoi has taken some time. You know, you'd have thought they'd have got them on with Grimshaw straight away, but maybe he just can't run it off, and you know that feeling. Disappointed for him, because I think he's been excellent tonight. Wasn't his error for the second goal, and again the first one he's just tried to make himself big, and unfortunately it wasn't good enough.
We can't see from here exactly what the problem is. We don't have replays here at Bloomfield Road, and whether it's a shoulder problem that he's got. He's just been speaking to the Blackpool medical staff, and it looks as though a decision has been taken and that they're going to make the change. The substitute goalkeeper Richard O'Donnell, 35-year-old that they signed from Rochdale. He was actually relegated from League 2 last season. Not down to him. And I hasten to add, all 9 of his previous Blackpool appearances have come in cup competitions. He's kept 4 clean sheets in those 9 games, and he's going to come on now. Started in round 1 and round 2. And I mentioned earlier, he's only played in 1 third-round tie in his career, which for someone who's played 430-odd games, only played 1 third-round tie. So this is a big moment for him. His last one 7 years ago, when he came as a half-time substitute for Bristol City. And he's now coming on as a substitute early in the second half. It's O'Donnell for Grimshaw for Blackpool.
Yeah, it's surprising when you're reading that out, but goalkeepers, Jim, they're a different breed altogether. You know, so close, very, very tight unit. He'll be devastated with the injury to Grimshaw, but again, he's got to use it in the right way and just make sure that he goes on, and he has to deal with something straight away.
So a free kick from a wide position for Nottingham Forest to restart play. Chris Wood can't work O'Donnell. It has taken a touch off a Blackpool defender and goes out of play for a corner, which will be Nottingham Forest's first corner of this second half. They lead by 2-0, 13 minutes into the second period, where we've seen plenty of stoppages in this second period so far. Nuno Tavares is going to come across to this near touchline, the Forest left, to take this third goal here, and you feel it really is all over. Yates stands on the penalty spot. Gabriel is not looking at the ball, he's looking at Yates. He's got his arms all around him. It's over Yates' head, headed away by Ekpiteta outside the penalty area. Nuno Tavares will chase after it. Morgan there first, and he's just hoisted it high up onto the TV gantry above us. And it comes back down, and there will be a throw which will be taken on the Nottingham Forest left-hand side. But a sense that they are in complete control here. Nuno Tavares, back for Yates. Now Murillo under pressure from Rhodes, able to turn it back. Talked about the 2 strikers earlier, Chris Wood and Jordan Rhodes. Neither of them's had the remotest sight of goal so far tonight.
No, I've got to say it's down to the service. You know, I'm part of the strikers union. You know, especially the kind of model and shape of both. It's all about quality coming in. You know, if you're looking at Chris Wood, you look even against Newcastle's hat-trick. You know, it's quality little balls in behind him, timing his run. You want service. That's his attribute, isn't it? That physical aggression, going and winning those headers in both boxes.
We understand incidentally it's an elbow problem for Grimshaw, which is why he's come off. Well, that would be ominous as far as Blackpool are concerned. He's a fine goalkeeper. Ball cleared. Morgan trying to get it back. Pressure on the Nottingham Forest back line. Hamilton able to pick it up, but facing away from goal. Lays it back for Norman. Spins out of the right-hand side of the area. Gets the return ball. Far inside the penalty area. 2 defensive headers. Falls for Morgan. Oh, that is some strike. And Blackpool are back in the game. They've thrown themselves a lifeline. And Morgan, after the error at one end, lashes one in via deflection. And it's Blackpool 1, Forest 2. It's game on again.
It's game on. What a strike that is. You know, he hit one into the stand. Frustration, body language was all wrong. But that's what he brings. He scores goals. He's in that vein at the minute. You know, what an excellent strike right into the top left-hand corner. No chance for the goalkeeper there at full stretch as well.
So just past the hour mark, Albie Morgan atones for his error early in the half. It's Blackpool 1, Nottingham Forest 2, and somewhere I think I hear Lee Phelps celebrating. Here's Murillo, just outside his own penalty area. And it all came about after more intensity in the Blackpool press, a little bit more belief, and certainly a little bit more belief from the choir of home fans away to our right-hand side here. Because that has transformed the game. It was getting pretty flat. There were very few signs of life as far as Blackpool are concerned. Now Albie Morgan has just produced something quite dramatic. Blackpool's first shot on target of the night. And it's Blackpool 1, Forest 2.
No, it's excellent, isn't it? All just came from a defensive error. I think it was Murillo that just in possession just got caught out rather than just clearing the lines. You're 2-0 up. You don't have to try and keep possession on your 18-yard line. Then obviously Blackpool had a bit of play. The ball came in, they give the corner away. It's just the way it goes. You have to be professional, be switched on and concentrated at all time.
That's 4 goals in 4 games now for Morgan. He scored at the City Ground, scores again tonight. A couple of goals from him at the weekend, up to 6 for the season now. So here's Connolly for Blackpool, and a test of Nottingham Forest resolve. Hamilton then helped on through the midfield. Play goes on despite what might have been a foul on Gabriel near the edge of the Forest penalty area. Worked inside the Blackpool box to Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi onto his right foot, shot that takes a deflection. It's cleared. And then whacked away by Morgan. Gabriel would have been offside, he couldn't go for that. And it sails over everybody's head and will come through into Forest territory for Nuno Tavares. Well, there's a bounce about Bloomfield Road again now. Blackpool needing that just to throw themselves a lifeline. Yates back for Mangala. Blackpool 1, Forest 2. Playing for the right to travel to Bristol City in the 4th round. Elsewhere, Norwich ahead now at Bristol Rovers. Bristol Rovers 1, Norwich 2. Gabriel Sara and Adam Eder from the spot. 2 goals in 6 minutes for the Canaries. Bristol Rovers 1, Norwich 2. The score at the Memorial Stadium. Winners of that go to Liverpool, and that will also be live for you here on the Talksport network a week Sunday. The Black Country Derby as well that day. West Brom against Wolves. So many good FA Cup ties, and we've got them all covered for you here on Talksport 2 and on Talksport. And a reminder as well that the forthcoming England Test Series, 5 Test Series against India, starts in Hyderabad on Thursday, and you won't hear it anywhere else. 3:45 in the morning our coverage starts for the first of the 5 Test Series. Now Gabriel getting it out towards CJ Hamilton, right-hand side of the penalty area. Hamilton pulling it back, right-footed ball very high from Connolly towards the back post. Headed down, it's all about the seconds. Carey's going to get to it. He's forced out towards the left-hand touchline. Morgan will play it back. Blackpool with more self-belief now. Getting to the byline, low ball in towards the near post, and it's deflected into the side netting, and out of play for a Blackpool corner. It's a different game now, Chris.
Yeah, it's Blackpool on top, throwing bodies forwards. Omar Mandeli there, great interception out for a corner kick, and he had to make the contact as well. Jordan Rhodes is just waiting central of goal there.
In comes the corner, and it's knocked away out towards the right-hand side of the penalty area. Carey drives it back in, straight into Minguez, who turned his back. Husband had gone down off the ball there as they were waiting for the ball to come inside the penalty area for that corner. It looked as though he was being pulled back, but the referee said that there was no case to answer. Remember, there's no VAR for this game tonight, so it's all on Darren Bond. It's a throw that will be taken by Gabriel on the Blackpool right-hand side. Flicked on by Rhodes inside the box and knocked away. And it comes down towards this near touchline. Norburn is claiming that the ball had gone out of play for a throw. He stopped. Chris Wood didn't. And Wood now will run at Ekpiteta. Gets to the edge of the penalty area. Sends it up to the right-hand side. Forrest getting bodies forward quickly. It's Nico Williams. Decent save from O'Donnell. Comes out for Hudson-Odoi. 2 good turns from him. Ball inside the area. More appeals from the Forest players for a penalty. And then when the referee puts his whistle to his mouth, he's found against Mangala. And it's a free kick to Blackpool.
Well, it's a great save from O'Donnell, isn't it? You know, Hudson-Odoi's onto it. Should have got the shot away. I don't know why he's trying to cut it back, and then he's trying to claim handball there. But Blackpool a little bit frantic, throwing bodies at it. Got the block in and got the foul 25 yards from their own goal there. But much better from Forest there. Chris Wood had the whole half to run into. Ekpiteta's just trying to slow him down. No, but very impressed with Chris Wood. Had nothing else on, just kind of drive, committed Ekpiteta, and then released it. Weight of pass was good as well.
Approaching the midway stage of the second half, but there'll be a fair bit of stoppage time at the end of this second period. It's Blackpool 1, Nottingham Forest 2. And for the first time in the game, Blackpool significantly on top now. Murillo heading it away. Morgan, first touch heavy as he tried to get himself into a shooting position. Forest clear their lines. All the way through for the Blackpool substitute goalkeeper O'Donnell. High ball forward from him. Gets over halfway, but Danilo can head it away. His goal early in the second half at the moment is the match winner, and he'll play it forward. Wood laying it back. Mangala helping it on. Yates closed down very quickly by the retreating Hamilton, but he leant into him and pushed almost into his neck, and Yates has gone down. And it's a free kick that'll be taken by Forest. 15 inside the Blackpool half. They just get a little breather and a chance to reset.
No, exactly. I think in CJ Hamilton, you do not have to come back. Norburn has got that one under control. If anything, Norburn's going to come on. He's read it very well. He's on the front foot. He's going to intercept that one there. CJ Hamilton just come in and put a little bit of pressure on Yates and gives the free kick away. I love the enthusiasm, but you know what? You're on top. Don't give Forest an out.
So Dominguez stands over the free kick, which is in a very central position, but it's not in range. It's 25 yards outside the penalty area, maybe. Dominguez is going to take it. In fact, he's run over it. So Nuno Tavares takes it, stabbing it forward towards the right-hand side of the area, where Murillo then gets it. It's forced out towards the touchline. Back for Dominguez, via a deflection, and that spins it wide of the diving O'Donnell. And out of play for a Forest corner.
Well, if it's on target, O'Donnell's already committed to the shot there. But yeah, Dominguez, again, fantastic player. I think he's really enjoying the game tonight. Does everything right. Opens up there, drives forward. You know, he's not going to shy away from taking that opportunity on. But good block in the end.
So Dominguez across to take this latest corner, which is Forest's 6th of the game. Omobamidele stands by the penalty spot. Wood making a run in deep. It's flicked away towards the edge of the penalty area for Nico Williams. Morgan tries to help it further clear. It's then a husband header. Falls for Morgan. The break's on. 3 against 3. Blackpool get it forward. Decent ball from Morgan. Carey's got it. Hamilton in the middle. He couldn't find him. Danilo's defended it really well. Blocked the initial cross and then hammers the loose ball into touch for a throw.
Well, what a break that is. Albion Morgan just driving through the centre there. Wait a pass to Carey was brilliant. And I've got to say, Danilo defensively for Nottingham Forest was outstanding. You know, he's watching it all the way, trying to keep in line with the defence, but then gets the block in for the cross initially.
Now, for a moment there were 2 balls on the pitch, and we almost had a game of billiards because one very nearly hit the other that had been thrown back in from the crowd. The spurious one is removed. And the match ball's gone out of play for another throw, which will be taken on the Forest right-hand side. 20 minutes to go. Little bit of a slow burner at times tonight, but we're warming up rapidly here on the Fylde coast. 2-1 to Forest. And Danilo runs out of room. There's a throw that will be taken on the Blackpool left-hand side. They have had 2 Premier League scalps here in the last 3 seasons. Beat Forest last season, of course. They beat West Brom back in 2021. Now Blackpool are going to make changes here. Joseph for Rhodes is the first change. Dembele for Hamilton is the second. Is that going to be it? It's going to be a triple change, I think. So Seb Stockbridge types the numbers in. And we're also going to see Lavery come on for Carey. Shane Lavery, who scored in the first round win at Bromley. He's been struggling with injury recently. They reckon they only could get about 20 minutes or so out of him. And the prospect that he might have to play 50 here if this goes to extra time. Blackpool would take that from here, but a triple change being made.
Yeah, he's reading the game, he's going for it. Big fan of Lavery. I think his movement, he's a threat. You know, he's just hunts down, and obviously Dembele as well. I'm excited to see him do his thing.
So Blackpool change the front 3, and what will they be able to do with it? We've got 1 change left, having also been forced to change the goalkeepers because of the elbow injury for Grimshaw. So making a triple change means that they can just make 1 more change in this second half. Another one if it goes to extra time. They've got a corner here. It's been won by Joseph, his first contribution. The Scotsman, who's due a goal. He's not scored in his last 13. Had a decent spell on loan at Oxford last season. And he waits in the penalty area, wearing 9 for Blackpool. Connolly on the edge of the box has made his way forward. Husband is in there as well, another one of the centre halves. In it comes, plenty of air underneath it, and Connolly has headed it wide. There was a good jump. He out-muscled Ryan Yates, who just got caught but he didn't get the contact that he wanted. Out of play, goal kick that Vlachodimos will take. 18 to go, Blackpool 1, Forest 2 here on Talksport 2. Chris Wellerman.
Yeah, really going for it there. Big opportunity there for Conley. Thought he'd done everything right, worked his feet, had pressure on his opposing player, but he's risen well. Watching the ball all the way, he has to make sure he gets a better contact. You know, I'll be honest, I don't think there was enough pace on the ball that he would cause the goalkeeper any issues there, but again, get it on target.
So Vlachodimos gets it away. Player who's played in Champions League quarter-finals in his career, so knows what the big occasion is. He's not going to be fazed by this. Free kick goes Blackpool's way for a foul on Husband, that Norburn wants to take the free kick from about 10 yards too far forward. He's been allowed to do that. The ball then played forward by Morgan down the left-hand side. Lyons will chase after it. He's covered an awful lot of ground tonight, Andy Lyons, but he can't get to that. And he goes out of play for a throw that will be taken on the Nottingham Forest right-hand side. Forest, in terms of playing time, probably 20-22 minutes or so away from making it through to the fourth round for what will be the 5th time in 10 seasons. They've only got to one quarter-final since 1996, which for a club of Forest size is a remarkable statistic. And Dembele's done really well. Beat Nuno Tavares to a 50-50. And he's got it again, Dembele, taking inside the penalty area and then just tried to check and get it back onto his left foot and hit his right. And goes out of play for a goal kick, but he is lively.
Yeah, very lively, good quality as well. Just he's tried a little kind of tic-tac with the left foot, just never really paid off. I just like him to try and get his head up there. You know, he's only 20 years old, good quality, very good technical player, how he manipulates the ball, but it's just that experience of, you know what, who's in a better position than me, and if he just cuts it back to the penalty spot there's an opportunity to go.
Yeah, he's actually on loan from the French club Brest, but most known for the reputation that he developed in Celtic's youth teams, as Chris was talking about earlier. Danilo playing it forward here for Forest at the other end, and knocked away. Back from Mangala. Ryan Yates has got it. The Forest skipper works it down towards Callum Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi coming in off the left flank. Just checks, gets it away from Gabriel to find Nuno Tavares. Cleverly played forward by him, and then Yates, too much contact on his scoop, which tried to get the ball past Connolly. He managed that, but it went straight through to the goalkeeper, O'Donnell. 75 gone, still 2-1 Forest, still 2-1 Norwich at Bristol Rovers, and Everton still ahead, courtesy of Andre Gomez's goal just before half-time. The state of play at the moment, that Everton game, live for you on TalkSport. If you've got the TalkSport app, you can easily swipe one way or the other. Keep abreast of all of the action as it unfolds. Everton ahead, Norwich ahead, and Forest ahead here, but Blackpool making a better fist of it now than at any previous stage.
Yeah, they are, but I think that was an opportunity for Forest there. You know, I think Yates, he covers so much distance, intelligent runs as well. It was just that ball from Tavares was just a little bit behind him, and he's trying to put a little bit more contact on it just to try and lift it over and into his path there. Unlucky, but like you say, I think he's asking questions in behind. He wants the ball all the time. He's been my top man tonight out of both teams, Yates.
No change to the score, incidentally, in the African Cup of Nations game either. Still 1-1 between the Congolese and the Zambians. Johan Wissa of Brentford getting the equalising goal in that game. So 14 to go here. Forest have actually scored 4 goals in each of the last 2 league games here, but also conceded 4 in the Cup here last season. At the moment, a set fair for revenge. A dish best served on a cold night or something. The ball over on the Nottingham Forest right, thrown towards the edge of the penalty area and headed away. Mangala getting it back, just drawing Dembele into the challenge. He lent the ball to Wood, who flicks it straight back to him. Now Yates lets it run for Hudson-Odoi. And here's Hudson-Odoi on the bottom left-hand corner of the penalty area. Just toe poking around the corner. Wood across the edge of the 6-yard box. Didn't have the legs to get to Danilo. Dembele then has not been able to clear as he wanted. Hudson-Odoi's got it. Tried to work a little ball down the left-hand touchline for Yates, who is in there too strongly for Darren Bond's liking, and the free kick goes Blackpool's way.
Yeah, it was good intelligent play. Gabriel there just felt the contact from Yates, falls to ground, and it's very, very soft, isn't it? But you just got to have that experience. Yates, when you're putting pressure on your man, you can't put any contact. Just try and force the error. Try and win a throw in. Better little give and go from Hudson-Odoi and Wood there. And he's just trying to pick out Danilo. Never really got the quality or the contact right.
Ekpiteta leans over Wood to head the ball away. Brought down by Norburn, then Morgan. They're both villain and hero in this second half for Blackpool, having sold his goalkeeper horribly short for the second Forest goal. And 15 minutes later, pinged one into the top left-hand corner. Another 15 minutes have elapsed since Blackpool got themselves back into the game. And it remains 2-1 to Nottingham Forest. Nuno Tavares taking the throw, finding Yates. Chips it forward. Headed away by Callum Connolly. And then brought down by Lavery. Lavery just a powder ball of energy, making his way out towards the far touchline. And he's won a throw, which will be taken quickly. Lavery waiting on the edge of the penalty area. Lyons getting towards the byline. Helps it across. Joseph! It's 2 each. Heading it into the far post. And Blackpool have done to Forest what Forest did to them at the City Ground. They've come back from 2-0 down. It's 2-2. The substitute heads them in to parity and into a final 12 minutes.
It's an excellent goal, isn't it? Well worked, putting pressure on, just rising at the back post. He's only a yard from the goal line, but the contact heads it down. Goalkeeper has no chances, and like you say, it was always coming. Lavery made a massive difference coming on, keeping the ball alive, using that hustle and bustle, getting out to that left-hand side, but end product, balls coming into the box. It's exactly what you want.
Well, it's only his second goal since he's moved to Blackpool, his first in 14 games, and Carl Joseph ties it up at 2-2. Well, they blew a 2-0 lead in the East Midlands. And Forest coming back into it with goals from Dominguez and Gibbs-White tonight. They gave Forest a 2-0 lead and have come back to it themselves with goals from Morgan and Joseph. We've got 11 minutes of normal time to go. And now the very real possibility of 30 minutes of extra time and potentially penalties as well. Good cup tie this now. Dembele just losing out. He left his foot in, having lost it, and has fouled Dominguez. And it's a free kick to Nottingham Forest about 15 yards outside the penalty area.
Yeah, again, Forest have just got to react, haven't they? At the minute, Blackpool as well. They've got to be calm heads, not make silly mistakes, allowing Forest to kind of push them back. Been really good energy and came from nowhere as well. Yeah, they're giving it a final little push and taking necessary risks to get back in the game, but it was good quality. Centrally, Lavery keeping hold of it down that left-hand side, but it's a silly free kick to give away. This one for Forest, and this one's going to be coming straight in, have to be switched on, concentrated. Back in the game now, 2-2.
Lavery and Dembele in the wall. Dominguez standing over it with Nuno Tavares. And it's the man on loan from Arsenal that sends it in really deep towards the far post. And Murillo got his head to it and then very quickly had to vault the hoardings. He did well not to injure himself there. It's not a huge run off behind the goal. And he had to really run to attack that to try and head it back, keep the ball alive. And in doing so, was hurtling for the hoardings at full pace. He did really well there. Great athleticism not to injure himself quite badly. Has gone out of play for a goal kick. Got 9 minutes of normal time to go. It's Blackpool 2, Forest 2 on Talksport 2.
Yeah, there's a real opportunity there for Tavares. I thought it was a poor ball. If anything, yeah, I talk about beat the first man, but my goodness, it was very poor. Murillo tried everything to try and keep it alive.
Williams puts that in and straight into the hands of O'Donnell. Yeah, he beat the first man in the crowd as well. The ball is with Dembele. Played down the right-hand touchline where Norman's had no chance of being able to keep that in, and just has a little word in Dembele's ear. And the ball's gone out of play. It's a throw which will be taken on the left-hand side here by Nottingham Forest. Nuno Tavares with it. 2-2 the scoreline. Wood, Danilo. Now Ryan Yates coming forward here for Forest. Letting fly from distance. Really good block by Morgan. And it'll break Joseph's way. And Carl Joseph will take it down towards the left-hand touchline. Mangala following him every step of the way. Yates is back there to try and win it back. Angled over the top, though, by Morgan. Blackpool on the front foot again, trying to get it in towards Lavery. They've got another corner. This is not going to end 2-2.
It's excellent, isn't it? Really using it well in that attacking third. Got Will and Reynolds breaking their neck to get in behind. And like you say, Nottingham Forest at the minute, a little bit frantic, but very, very timely challenge there. Have to defend again. I think it's good quality coming in from these corners as well, second half.
So they've got Lavery right in front of the goalkeeper. They've got another 5 in and around the 6-yard box, looking for a near post flick. Oh, he's travelled a long way, further than anybody anticipated, just didn't get a touch. It's now down at the opposite corner flag with Ekpiteta. And how nobody's got a touch to turn that in, I'm not sure. Norman then clips it forward. It's hit Dominguez. No, it hasn't. It's gone past it, out of play for a goal kick. It was a great delivery, poor defending and poor attacking.
Yeah, it's just, like you say, it's a fantastic ball in. Bounced 2-3 times across the face of goal there. All it wanted was a touch. There was 2 players that's tried to make contact, but just failed to do so.
Ball driven forward here for Chris Wood. Challenge on him is a good one from Ekpiteta. Stretched out a long right leg, won it. Gabriel is in. It's Jordan Gabriel. It's gone to ground. Murillo, the defender. Play on, says the referee. Now Murillo with another challenge on him. Worked in by Dembele. No one can get the touch. And Danilo hammers it clear. It's all Blackpool. But they can't find a way through.
No, they can't. No, it's excellent play as well. I don't think it's a penalty. I think it's a timely challenge from Danilo, but excellent from Gabriel. Just driving in there. Great little ball across the face, I think, from Dembele there. It's just wanting that touch. Someone just trying to get on the end of it.
Well, the first challenge from Murillo, I think, was fine. The second one was more risky as Gabriel got back to his feet. You could tell by Gabriel's reaction, he didn't think the first one was a penalty either. He was straight back on his feet rather than lying there. The second one was a chance here, piece of defending. Now Omobama Dele forced to knock it behind for another corner under pressure. This triple change that Critchley made has worked wonders for Blackpool.
Well, it does. It causes confusion as well. If you're changing the front 3, you're thinking, if you're marking your men, okay, 3 coming on, you're looking at the height of them as well, so it's not like for like. It's very, very difficult. So straight away, you need someone to take responsibility. Yates for Forest and say, right, you go with him, you go with him. But that should be normal. At the minute, they're getting far too much joy, Jim, from these situations.
Now Callum Hudson-Odoi has gone down. Before Blackpool take this corner. The Forest medical staff are being well, I don't know whether they have been waved on by the referee or not. Yes, they have. They're in no hurry to come on either. In fact, he's waved them on twice, Darren Bond, and still nobody wants to come and attend to Callum Hudson-Odoi. They are taking him off anyway, and they're going to be bringing on the Costa Rican midfielder Brandon Aguilera, who made his debut for the closing moments against Burnley in the League Cup. He hasn't played since, but he's going to come on now. They'll also make a change at left back, where Nuno Tavares will be replaced by Harry Toffolo. So Nuno Tavares and Hudson-Odoi coming off, and they'll be replaced by Toffolo and Aguilera, who is on for his FA Cup debut. So a double change being made by Forest. Those are the first changes that Nuno's made. He's got 3 left and another one if we go into extra time. Blackpool have got 1 left and another one if we go into extra time. So Blackpool with another corner, which will be taken on the left flank. Come back from 2-0 down in this. It's 2-2. In towards the near post, little flick header. And it was knocked away. Lyons' head in his hands. And thought that maybe that was a presentable opportunity. Lavery couldn't get there. And it's cleared. Throw taken by Blackpool down the left-hand side of the penalty area. Lyons involved again. Forest get it away. Dembele with an important interception. Forest can work it with Yates out towards the right-hand side for Dominguez. They tried to foul Dominguez and couldn't. He'll bring it forward, and then a sliding challenge from Husband will concede a corner. Now it's the Forest fans to our left who've been decidedly nervous over the last 10-15 minutes. They find their voice as their side have an opportunity to regain the lead.
Well, I'm looking at that there, and Husband's chasing Dominguez there, tries a little clip of the heel, he manages to stay on his feet, but then Husband is the one that gets the block and kicks it out. I still think he should receive a yellow card there, Jim. You know what I mean? He's blatantly tried to take Dominguez out.
Yeah, absolutely. Intent clearly there. In comes the corner, half clear to the edge of the penalty area. Ora Mangala can bring it down. Aguilera didn't get himself back onside. On the left-hand side of the box, and it's a free kick, needlessly conceded by Nottingham Forest.
Aguilera there, you know, I think he has to be onside there. Mangala, good control. He's tried to kind of slow it down as well, but it's just that you've got so much space. Make sure you're switched on onside, and you can actually take your first touch towards goal, rather than putting a cross in, you're getting a shot away there.
A crowd of just a little over 8,000 here tonight, but they've been treated to a wonderful second half. 2-2 the score. And again, the Forest led 1-0 at half-time, and then 2-0 in the opening moments of the second period. 2 goals in 18 minutes for Blackpool, tying it up at 2-2. Everton and Norwich still leading in their respective cup ties at the moment. Yates, good challenge coming in by Husband. And the loose ball has gone Kyle Joseph's way. Left-hand side of the area, really good recovering challenge. That's brilliant from Nico Williams. Gets it out to Yates on the edge of the penalty area, and then Dominguez, was he fouled? Is it going to be a Forest free kick or a throw? It is a free kick, and it's a yellow card as well.
I've got to say, I think defending from Nico Williams there, outstanding. You know, Kyle Joseph obviously feels that can get the better of him, tried to knock it past him. Just excellent defending, just got his body in between, timely challenge, and then kept possession of the ball as well.
Norwich now 3-1 up at Bristol Rovers, so they're home and hose, you would think, with only 2 minutes of normal time to go in that game. Bristol Rovers 1, Norwich 3, and the Canaries will be off to Anfield in round 4. Sam McCallum has scored the seemingly decisive goal in that game. It was James Husband that, it's been now credited to Kenny McLean. James Husband picked up that yellow card, incidentally, for the challenge there on Dominguez. Murillo coming back with Lavery, and he's fouled him, and it's a free kick to Blackpool inside their own half. Danilo trying to stop it being taken quickly, right in front of the referee. Taking liberties, he's going to get booked for it.
It's a silly thing to do, isn't it? Danilo, there's no need. Everyone's back in place there. The referee's got every right to bring out the yellow card, and rightfully so.
40 seconds of normal time to go. I don't know what your guess is. It could be 6 or 7 minutes to be added on. A lengthy stoppage for a Grimshaw to receive treatment right at the start of this second half. We'll find out in a moment. Seb Stockbridge has got the numbers ball in his hand. We'll find out in about 20 seconds. O'Donnell playing it forward. A vocal critique from the Nottingham Forest fans about his abilities. Omobamidele heads it away, out for a throw, which will be taken by Blackpool over on that far touchline. Husband taking it down the line for Kyle Joseph. Lions involved again. It's 10 extra minutes. Ball hits Chris Wood. He's been fouled. Not sure where they got 10 from. 7, maybe 8. But 10 extra minutes. Free kick. Forest will be able to bring the ball forward. And inside their own half with Omobamidele. Down for Aguilera to Murillo. Harry Toffolo just trotting back in front of us into the left-back position. He and Aguilera, the two substitutes, trying to combine. Blackpool win it back. It's rolling inside the area. Lavery couldn't wrap his foot around it. Then they claim it was a back pass. Vlachodimos put his hands to it. I think it was Omobamidele that got there ahead of Lavery. Goalkeeper picked it up. Referee says play on. And Toffolo brings it forward for Forest. It's 2-2 with 9 minutes of stoppage time still to go. Aguilera's ball inside the box. Ekpiteta heads it away. It's a Forest throw.
Well, the referee's got that one wrong for me, Jim. You know, that is a pass back there. Omobamidele, he's got the foot on it. And yeah, the goalkeeper's picked it up. But it's a blatant pass back. I don't understand how he can miss that.
Mangala for Forest. Now Dominguez. Danilo making an early run forward. Mangala inside the centre circle, working it back for Andrew Omobamidele. Seems a long time ago now that he gave Forest the lead. Harry Toffolo working it down towards Aguilera. The two Forest substitutes combining again. It's a brilliant challenge by Gabriel on the edge of his own penalty area to win it cleanly from Aguilera, who then has given the free kick away himself as he tried to regain possession from the one-time Nottingham Forest defender. Free kick to Blackpool on the edge of their own penalty area. We've played 92, another 8 minutes of stoppage time to go, with extra time on the agenda at the moment, 2 apiece.
Well, Aguilera was just chasing Gabriel there. There wasn't even any contact, and he was falling to flow there. So I think the referee just has to kind of be up to speed there. Very, very soft one. But like you say, I think you just have to be switched on at the moment. Blackpool are on the front foot. Look, they're more likely to go and get this winning goal.
O'Donnell with a long clearance. Toffolo heading that away. Then it's returned by Jordan Gabriel. Made 3 appearances for Nottingham Forest at the start of his career. Teased over the top for Joseph. Feels that he handled it as he attacked it on the edge of the area. I think that Omobamidele and co have got a case. But the referee has said play on, and it's a throw to Blackpool rather than a free kick to Forest.
Yeah, Kyle Joseph, he's just causing all sorts of problems there. I thought Omobamidele was defensively done his job. I think he's got right to ask that. Definitely came off Joseph last there.
Jordan Gabriel to take the throw. Hurls it inside the penalty area. It's a difficult one to deal with. Headed away. Toffolo got it further clear. Now Dominguez as the loose ball breaks his way. Excellent piece of play by Lyons to stop Dominguez. Took the momentum out of the counter-attack. Forest have still got it. Yates trying to help it forward. Danilo chasing. And it's come off Husband and goes out for a throw. And then Yates ragdolls Husband to the ground right in front of the assistant referee over on that far touchline. And that will be a yellow card.
Well, that's a two-way thing. Husband's trying to put the hip into Yates as he's going round to get the ball quickly as it goes out for a throw-in, and then he's keeping his body. So I understand the frustration of Yates there, but he can't react to that. Albeit I think the referee should bring out a yellow card for both of them.
Well, that would have been a second yellow for Husband.
Well, there you go.
And he'd be off. So he's got away with one potentially. Forest working it inside the penalty area from the quickly taken throw. It's going to be brought under control by Aguilera on the left-hand touchline. Now Toffolo delivers. That's in very deep as well. Yates going up for it. It's Williams through a crowd, but not through all of them. Blackpool with enough bodies back to get it away. Omobamidele helping inside the penalty area. Aguilera is in there, and he's done well. Gets to the byline. He delivers it back. Pinball inside the box for a moment. Dembele is in there, and is fouled. Toffolo, the man that caught him, and it's a free kick to Blackpool on the edge of their own box. 2-2.
Yes, got to say, great quality coming in to the box, keeping it alive, but Blackpool just defending for their lives, just throwing bodies in front and getting the blocking in. Dembele at the edge of the box there just has that little bit of quality just to invite the challenge and get a free kick for Blackpool.
Well, Forest have this reputation for dropping points from winning positions in league games, 16 of them this season. And they've lost 3 games from 1-0 up. They were 2-0 up at Manchester United very early and were beaten. So lost to Brighton and Bournemouth, and are they going to go out the cup from 2-0 up tonight? Here's Kyle Joseph for Blackpool. He's won a corner. We're in the 6th minute of stoppage time, and Blackpool will flood the penalty area again.
Kyle Joseph just so direct. Every time he gets the ball, he's driving, he's committing the defensive players. Like you say, he's not shy to just put the foot through it, try and get it into the box, and wins Blackpool a corner there, but he's been so lively since coming on.
Lavery standing in front of the goalkeeper. Corners work short to the bottom left-hand corner of the penalty area. Dembele go through a crowd, and Vlachodimos is able to save it. Didn't really get the power in the shot. Vlachodimos then will race to the edge of his penalty area and whack it forward long. He's looking for Dominguez, who's been blocked off. And it's a free kick to Forest.
Oh.
And what further sanctions going to be taken here? The referee is going to produce a yellow card. Is it for Morgan?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. So Morgan is going to be the latest player in the book The referee's going to have writer's cramp in a minute because we've had 5 yellow cards in the space of about 7 or 8 minutes.
I think he's got it spot on there. I'm not too sure because he never gave it straight away, but it was obvious by both players, Albie Morgan and Dominguez, reaction that something had went on there, so he eventually got it right.
And now Dominguez is being told to retreat, and that the infringement had actually happened much closer to the halfway line than where he was standing with the ball in readiness to take the free kick. Blackpool hold a high line, 6 outside the penalty area. We're in the 98th minute of the game. Dominguez sending it in very deep, looking for Murillo. Carl Joseph won the initial header. Murillo still gets it. It bounces onto his left foot inside the area, and he wins a corner with a low-driven cross that comes off Jordan Gabriel.
Yeah, Murillo kept it well, and it's so important as well. He's in the 18-yard box. He's just trying to make sure any contact, he's going to fall to the floor there. Manipulated the ball, moved it well. Great block in the end.
Harry Toffolo will take this corner. Everybody back for Blackpool, as you would expect. Nearly everybody bar the keeper forward for Forest. A left-footed away swinging delivery. Heads go up for it. Acrobatic clearance from Morgan gets it away from danger from his own penalty area. Out of play for a throw that Harry Toffolo will take for Nottingham Forest. And we welcome listeners from Talksport. We're in the 9th minute of stoppage time here at Blackpool, 2-2. It's been a great fight back. Ball inside the penalty area. Danilo trying to walk it in. Blackpool 2 down early in the second half after goals from Omar Bamidele and Danilo. Danilo scoring after an error from Albie Morgan, who rectified that error with a brilliant goal. Now Dembele is in. He's on the edge of the area. This to win it. Round the keeper. The angle is tight. And Mangala was back and saves it by the near post. Clears it off the line.
It's great defending. Dembele 1-on-1, does everything right. Takes it onto his left. Opens up the goal. Puts his foot through it. Mangala does not stop. Gets himself in the goal. It's an excellent defensive block.
So goals from Morgan and Joseph from 61 and 79 minutes respectively have set up a barnstorming finish here. It's Dominguez now. That's taken a deflection, and Blackpool substitute goalkeeper O'Donnell can't stop it going out of play for a corner. We're in 10 minutes of added time, and we've now played 9 of them.
Great play. Dominguez gets the ball, 20 yards, near enough central, just drags the ball onto his left, opens up the goal, another defensive block. It's great work. He's enjoyed his game tonight. Dominguez really impressed me.
Toffolo takes the corner, swung in very deep, cleared outside the penalty area. Substitute Aguilera trying a left-footed, powerful shot that was blocked. Dembele trying to bring it away. He's run out of room, and it goes out for a throw that'll be taken on the Nottingham Forest left-hand side. 30 seconds of added time to go. Extra time very much on the agenda. Mangala controlling the ball inside his own half to Omar Bamidele, who scored a debut goal early in the game. Ball played for by Nico Williams. Danilo chasing. It's laid back towards the edge of the area. Aguilera involved. Wood spinning it wide for Toffolo. Goal now, and they've won it. It's played inside the penalty area. Nick Pateta can block the cross. Comes back out for Aguilera again. The 10 minutes are up. Out towards Dominguez, and we're going to extra time. Ball put in the net there by Chris Wood, but the whistle had clearly gone. Well, we've had 100 minutes of rapturous cup football, and we've got at least another 30 to go, because this one has finished. Blackpool 2, Nottingham Forest 2.
The Emirates FA Cup live on Talksport 2 with Carling, the official beer partner of the Emirates FA Cup and Adobe Women's FA Cup. 18 plus, please drink responsibly.
At Kia, we're switching on the Kia Power On event, featuring the award-winning Kia EV6 with a range of up to 328 miles. Available now with 2.9% APR representative, £1,000 PCP finance deposit contribution, 2 years free servicing, and 1 year Kia Charge Plus when you order by the 29th of February. Search the Kia Power On event. Take the lead. Drive electric. Kia. Movement that inspires. T's and C's apply. Kia Finance. Free servicing offer available until 29th of February. Range based on test conditions and may vary.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £100 off per couple.
So escape to sunny favourites like Greece, Portugal and Italy and spread the cost with flexible monthly payments. Book now with just a £60 deposit per person. Jet2 Holidays. Package holidays you can trust. National protected. Subject to availability and conditions.
I can be yours, radiant and waiting for you to feel me in every room you so desire. I would love to spend time with you in a steamy, hot shower. And if you take good care of me, I'll stay as hot as the day we first met.
Feel the love with a high-efficiency heat pump from My Dear. Now available with a government grant of £7,500 and 10-year warranty. Terms and property suitability apply. Visit mydearuk.co.uk.
Make yourself at home, my dear.
Worn out, busy day. Don't let tiredness get in the way when you just can't get going. Barocca can help you face the lag. Formulated with 11 vitamins and minerals, including vitamins B6 and 12 to help support energy release and reduce tiredness and fatigue. Barocca, face the lag. Barocca contains vitamin C, B vitamins 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 12, and magnesium and zinc.
Hear the biggest sports stories first and fast with the Back Page Review on Talksport with Tesco Mobile for Business. Listen to Talksport Breakfast every weekday morning from 6 for the latest breaking Back Page news, plus unbeatable reaction, opinion and comment. The Back Page Review on Talksport with Tesco Mobile for Business. Join Tesco Mobile and get business phone bills for up to 40% less than the big mobile networks. Tesco Mobile, every little helps. For applicable terms and verification, see tescomobile.com/business.
On DAB+, online, via the Talksport app and on your smart speaker.
The FA Cup live on Talksport 2.
Now, welcome back to Bloomfield Row. We got another 30 minutes of enthralling cup football in prospect. Blackpool 2, Nottingham Forest 2. After 90 minutes, Andrew Omobamidele giving Forest the lead on his debut after 16 when a Dominguez corner was flicked on by Yates and put in. And then Albie Morgan's underhit back pass led to a second Forest goal in the opening seconds of the second period. Danilo scored that. Morgan spared his blushes with a rasping drive into the top left-hand corner just past the hour mark. Kyle Joseph sent on as part of a triple change up front for Blackpool, headed the Seasiders to parity. And despite a stack of chances over the ensuing 20 minutes or so, neither side could score the decisive fifth goal of the night. That means that we've got another 30 minutes. Teams back out for extra time. No sign of any further changes. These are the teams. Blackpool, substitute goalkeeper O'Donnell in goal. Grimshaw injured his elbow in the moments prior to conceding the second. Connolly, Ekpiteta and Husband. Gabriel, Norburn, Morgan and Lyons, Joseph and Dembele and Lavery. Nottingham Forest, Vlachodimos in goal, Williams, Omobamidele, Murillo and Toffolo, Danilo, Mangala and Yates, Dominguez, Wood and Aguilera. Forest have got 4 changes left at their disposal. They can still bring on Worrell, McKenna, Montiel, Sapa Asong, McDonnell, Gardner and Turner. Blackpool have got 2 changes left now. Pennington, Dale, Virtue, Casey and Oakley Booth are the Blackpool subs that are yet to see the light of day. So Forest will kick from left to right, as they did in the first half of the game. And we're back underway. Ryan Yates pulling it back for Oro Mangala. And Murillo driving it forward. 2-2 the scoreline, as it was at the City Ground 10 days ago. Yates finding Dominguez. Dominguez's left-footed ball inside the penalty area. Ekpiteta heads that one away. It's going to be chased after by Mangala, put under real pressure by Kyle Joseph, but unfair pressure as it turns out, and it's a free kick that'll be taken by Nottingham Forest. Watching the game alongside me, former Scotland striker Chris Iwelumo. Another 30 minutes of this to come.
Yeah, you know what? It's livened up, hasn't it? I think Blackpool will be disappointed that it's went to extra time, but like you say, I think the substitutions, Critchley's come on, they've made positive impacts, and that's all you want. You know, I think you've got to try and influence the game in some way, and they've done exactly that. Ball cleared past Chris Wood, headed back by Murillo.
Brought down in the Blackpool midfield. Danilo has done well to instantly get it back. And the score of the Forest second. Plays it out towards Chris Wood. He lets it run. Aguilera, low ball in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Ekpiteta was there to clear. And then Dominguez, who was booked late in the 90, just getting involved with Morgan. You wouldn't put, actually, it past one of the players to receive a second yellow card here. Husband and Morgan booked for Blackpool. Murillo, Danilo, Yates and Dominguez all in the book for Nottingham Forest. The ball is over on the Forest left, the far touchline, with Toffolo working it through to Mangala, who's been fouled by Dembele. And it's a free kick to Forest, 15 yards outside the Blackpool penalty area, Chris.
Yeah, I think Mangala there moving the ball very well. I think very, very tidy player. Dembele, I've got to say, really impressed with Dembele. He's come on, he's been lively, big opportunity. Should have seen the game off, but it's so important now. Unlike the start of the second half, they're switched on from these defensive moments.
Toffolo takes this free kick. It's hit him very deep. It's bounced awkwardly and hit Joseph and goes out of play for the first corner of extra time, which will be taken by Forest.
Yeah, I think he's just had to react here. I think he thought there was going to get a defensive header on it, and it's just dropped. He's reacted well, but all he could do was just make sure the hands were behind and probably steer it for a corner with his chest there. But yeah, he needs to just kind of try and just anticipate that there.
Nico Williams is going to take this. Raises his left arm above his head. It's another right-footed away swinger. Heads go up for it. It's come off the top of Chris Wood's head and then blazed across the face of goal and wide. There's Dominguez that tried his luck. It's out of play for a goal kick. Well, we played 3 minutes of extra time. It's 2-2.
Yeah, you can see him. He's just kind of floating at that back area, unmarked as well. It's taken a lot. I think it's Chris Wood. It's flicked on, but Dominguez there, I think he's just got to fire a cross goal, put it right back into the danger area. That's where all the bodies are. He's trying to go for the near top corner there. It needs to be perfect.
Elsewhere tonight, Norwich have won 3-1 at Bristol Rovers. They've come from behind in that game, and they go to Liverpool in round 4. Everton have beaten Palace 1-0, their first win in 7 games in all competitions, after their goal drought stopped at 373 minutes. Andre Gomez scored it. They beat Palace 1-0. They host Luton in round 4. So this, the last remaining third round tie to be settled. 2-2 the score. Winners go to Bristol City. Got 26 minutes of extra time to play. Forest have it with Aguilera over on the far touchline there left. Costa Rican has lost out. Here's Dembele, another one of the substitutes who's trying to make an impact. He had a great chance in a one-on-one late in the game that he couldn't take. Lyons, Husband now inside the penalty area. Nico Williams faces him up. He's done well to get it across, but it's too high for Lavery at the far post. And then Aguilera back defending has got too much muscle, beats Dembele, and it's come off the Blackpool substitute last, out of play for a goal kick.
Well, it's great ball in from Husband. I would have eaten that one up all day long, but you're looking at Aguilera on Dembele there. I'm sure he's going to get a little bit of stick about that. Dembele of low kind of centre of gravity there, the core. I've heard he's very, very strong. Didn't look at there.
Long clearance. Away by Vlachodimos. Ekpiteta. High ball over the top from him. Dembele can't get it to stick. Yates brings it away. Nico Williams has got it now for Forest. Played forward in towards Mangala. He'll turn away from Kyle Joseph. It's inside the centre circle and then pirouettes. Back towards Nico Williams. Yates making a good run ahead of him. Ekpiteta slices a clearance away. Dominguez has got it, left-hand side of the penalty area. Aguilera's ball in. Danilo, good save by O'Donnell. And the offside flag's up anyway. There's the free kick, which will be taken by Blackpool inside their penalty area. And we welcome back listeners from Talksport with 5 minutes into extra time here at Bloomfield Road. Blackpool 2, Nottingham Forest 2. Omobamidele and Danilo, one in each half for Forest. They led 2-0 with half an hour to go. Albie Morgan, who've been at fault for Forest's second goal, halved the deficit. Kyle Joseph off the bench headed Blackpool to parity. And both sides missed a stack of chances to get the job done in 90 minutes, so we're in extra time. Chris Iwelumo, the former Scotland international, alongside me. How's it going to unfold from here, do you think?
Well, that's a huge opportunity for Danilo. You know, it's a great save from O'Donnell, but like you say, Dominguez finds him, and it's the rebound that's offside from the O'Donnell save. I think it's Dominguez that's trying to get the rebound there. That should be in the back of the net. You know, I think Danilo's found himself in really great positions, but he's taken that extra touch. But that was the right thing to do there. But you've got to pick your spot in the goal. You've got the goal at your mercy there.
Here's James Husband for Blackpool on the left-hand side. He's one of 6 players that's been booked. Morgan driving it inside the penalty area. Gabriel trying to chest it down. Took a tumble inside the box. Forrest will be able to bring it away. And it's a good ball forward towards Yates, who's timed his run well from inside his own half. Now to Dominguez. Forrest getting the bodies forward quickly. Dominguez with a crossfield ball. Danilo bringing it down. It's Aguilera. Well blocked by Connolly. And Dembele will bring it forward, and he'll try and release Lavery at the other end. And Vlachodimos has raced out and has done really well, just calmly side-footing the ball forward for Murillo. Now Forrest will build from the back again.
Quality from Vlachodimos there. You know, coming out, anticipating it. The little way to pass was great, but he's done it time and time again. He's been excellent at his distribution.
Ball played forward by Williams. And it takes a touch, actually comes off him last and goes out of play for a throw that will be taken on the Blackpool left-hand side. Live commentary from this game at Bloomfield Road through extra time continues for you right now on Talksport 2. We're midway through the first period of extra time, and it remains Blackpool 2, Nottingham Forest 2. Lavery, Dembele, play back towards Norberg, and then a high right-footed ball fired over the top that Gabriel will give chase, and Danilo has won it back. There's no foul. And Danilo will look long. He's trying to get Chris Wood in up against Ekpiteta. Wood will get there first. Pills for handball. We're optimistic from the Blackpool supporters. Wood pulling it back for Williams. Play forward towards Yates. Yates is midway inside the Blackpool half. Nobody engaging on him. That means it's an easy pass for Danilo. Dominguez to Yates. Well, just maybe thought about a shot for a moment there. Thought better of it. Dominguez working it out to the Forest left. Harry Toffolo making his way forward. Low skidding ball in from him. Took a deflection, which wasn't Yates' intention, I don't think. Certainly not to put it there. Just put it high up in the penalty area. And it just ends up in the hands of substitute goalkeeper O'Donnell, and it remains 2-2 as we approach the 100-minute mark.
Yeah, good quality from Forrest, though. You know, patient with it, goes out to Toffolo, excellent cross in, and you know, Yates, he finds himself under it, so just trying to kind of get the slightest touch, just trying to help it on, but got far too much contact, and it's an easy one for O'Donnell just to come out and claim with his hands in the Blackpool goal there.
Game in the African Cup of Nations has finished. DR Congo 1, Zambia 1. Kangwa putting the Zambians ahead, but Brentford Joe and Wissa equalising 4 minutes later for the Congolese, and that's the way that it stayed, one apiece. Here's Chris Wood. Down towards the Nottingham Forest right for Ryan Yates. You would talk Sport 2. Superb second half here. And extra time, just a little bit quieter. That's often the way that when you have an enthralling climax to a second half in a cup tie, it goes to extra time. First period of extra time can be a little bit slow. Both teams getting a breather, really. Morgan taking a free kick here down towards Andy Lyons. Lyons on the left-hand side of the box for Blackpool. Husband with the opportunity to deliver, and he does so. It's a good ball in. Lavery attacking it, couldn't get there. And if anything, just brushed off the top of his head and took it away from Dembele, who's coming in behind him. Aguilera will lay back for Danilo, and Forrest will be able to clear again. 100 minutes gone. Morgan forward, and Mangala will calm things down for Forrest.
It's another outstanding cross from Husband there, and I've got to say Dembele was coming in behind Lavery, just not quick enough. I think Lavery got just too much of a touch on it, and it's went over Dembele there, but he was in the right place.
Ball to the other end of the field now, worked in towards Yates, who is looking as though he's tiring. Blackpool win it back. Morgan forward. Here's Lavery. He's running it on with Bamadeli. Lavery dropping his shoulder right for the effort, deflects and spins over. And a play for a corner.
Excellent from Lavery there. You know, I'm sitting thinking he's going to take it on the outside, and how he manipulates the ball onto his right and takes a shot very, very quickly. Great kind of block there from Murillo as well. Just seen the danger, snuffed it out. I think he's took a sore one as well there, Jim.
Yeah, he's down inside his penalty area. Well, there are a few that are visibly tiring now. Bamadelli has done well, bearing in mind that he hasn't played for Forest since he signed back in late August. But he's got 101 minutes behind him. He still looks relatively fresh. There are a few that are blowing a little bit more heavily. I think Forest are going to be making another change. Remember, they've got 4 left at their disposal yet, but they've got a very young bench, so maybe not too many options. They're not going to make any further risks with Murillo here, so Scott McKenna is going to come on to replace him. So McKenna, who started the first 5 Premier League games of the season, he hasn't featured since, so this is his first football since September the 18th. And he comes on for 18 minutes of extra time. He'd fallen out of favour with the previous regime. There's going to be another change as well, with Nico Williams being replaced by the World Cup winner Gonzalo Montiel, who's not a bad player to be able to bring on in this situation. I'm sure they would rather have not seen the likes of Worrell or Montiel or Toffolo today, but forced to make changes. So Williams off and Montiel on to replace him. McKenna's on for Murillo. The sides don't like making defensive changes before they're about to face a corner. Needs must there for Forest, with Murillo having gone down. So after a lengthy delay, Blackpool will restart proceedings with this corner, their first of extra time. It's a really good defensive header by McKenna, and he goes out of play for a throw down by that corner flag again, which will be taken on the Blackpool right-hand side. And you'll never beat McKenna is the old Des Walker song reapportioned to Scott McKenna from the Forest fans to our left. Gabriel will go across to take the throw and is in no hurry to take it. It's been out of play for a throw for about 30 seconds. He just motions that he's going to throw that short to Morgan. I don't think anybody in the ground was deceived by that. This is coming inside the penalty area. Launched in long by Gabriel, looking for a near post flick. Goalkeeper comes out, punches it clear. It's back into the fray. Comfortably picked up by Vlachodimos. And he hits it high, right-footed over the halfway line, where it's helped on by Dominguez, who will try and get the run on Husband, but Morgan is there to clear. High ball down the near side. Montiel just Montiel and Lyons just having a little word with each other after something happened off the ball there. Yates plays it out to the left. Expecting at least 1, maybe 2 minutes of added time at the end of this first period of extra time, as Forest made good ground down the left-hand side with Aguilera. Ball inside the penalty area from him, and Yates couldn't keep his effort down. Just fell behind him. That made it difficult. As he swiveled and hit it left-footed, he skied it over the bar.
Such a hard one to take there, but Ryan Yates, he has that quality, that technique. You know, it's a great ball in from Aguilera as well. You just see that he had time to watch it. He just couldn't. He got under it, didn't he? You want to kind of try and go over that, hit that one into the ground and on target there, but no, fantastic quality.
Well, in the last 10 years, Blackpool have lost FA Cup ties to the likes of Barnet and Boreham Wood and Hartlepool. The other end of the scale, they've beaten West Brom and Nottingham Forest in the Premier League. They've got another chance of Premier League scout tonight. There's a lot of consternation to our left-hand side amongst the Forest fans. I don't know whether there is concern about potentially a medical problem in the stand down to our left. Play will continue for now. There's a lot of arm waving going on, and the stewards are having a look to see what is happening belatedly. And now play will stop because I think there's 2 balls on the pitch. I think that one of the extra balls was put on in a bid to try and get the referee's attention to what's going on in this stand away to our left-hand side. Certainly seems to be very slow reaction from stewards, but the situation is being attended to now. Mangala, as we go into 1 added minute at the end of the first half, comes down for Omar Bamadelli. He'll make his way forward and find Dominguez. And now Dominguez for Nottingham Forest into the feet of Yates. Back for Omobamidele again. Down towards the right for Montiel. Omobamidele. Challenge comes from Lavery. Goes out of play. It's a throw which will be taken on the Nottingham Forest right. And Omobamidele has stayed down hurt. It will be a Forest throw, but referee Darren Bond has said to Montiel, don't take it yet. Just wait and see if Omobamidele is going to be okay. He's back on his feet. And Montiel will take this throw. And he finds Yates, and that's the last action of the first half of extra time. With no further addition of the scoring, Chris. It's 2-2.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's just kind of took the sting out the match. A few of the Blackpool players are trying to wave over to their own physio, the medical staff now to try and get themselves across. I've got to say, I thought the reaction was very slow there, Jim. You know, they can't make it any more obvious that there's some issue in the medical team are here. They're still waving over. So this is serious, Jim.
Yeah, the Nottingham Forest medical staff are racing on, or being urged to come across the pitch. Ryan Yates, the Forest captain, was waving and saying, come on, get over. And he's urged the Forest fans to make a pathway so that their medical staff can come on and attend to the stricken Forest supporter, who is about 8 or 9 rows to our left-hand side. And I don't know, far be it from me to criticise. There were a lot of people in yellow tabards who just stood watching, who seemingly had no idea what was going on there. But hopefully that's not a delay that will have any consequence. The turnaround in extra time here will give both managers the opportunity just to get the last message across. What are the two managers saying, you think?
Well, I think you were spot on in your delivery there when, you know, that first stage of extra time, the players get a breather, don't they, to go and give it one good big push. So I think this second half of extra time is going to be lively. You know, I think not really too many chances to talk about. The quality was good, but it's just possession based without any end product. That's going to change this second half, I can tell you that.
Well, no sign of any further changes being made at this point. The situation in terms of the subs, Blackpool can still call upon Pennington and Dale, Virtue, Casey and Oakley Booth. They've got 2 that they can bring on out of those 5. Nottingham Forest can still call upon Worrell, and then 3 youngsters, Asapa Asong, McDonnell, Gardner, and the substitute goalkeeper Turner. They can make 2 changes as well, but you have to wonder with what is happening to our left-hand side and the Nottingham Forest medical staff and the St John's ambulance men that are in there working. You just wonder whether there is going to be a lengthy delay before the game restarts. The Forest medical staff have made their way out. That has to be an encouraging sign. And they're making their way back across the field. There still is plenty of animated action away to our left-hand side at the moment. But hopefully these are positive and encouraging signs. It looks that way from the reaction of the Nottingham Forest supporters, thankfully. And our thoughts with the fan, who is having the medical problems away to our left-hand side. Forest players back on and just getting ready for the restart of this game. The Blackpool players are still in a sort of a semi-huddle over on the far touchline, getting their last instructions. A few sort of arms around the shoulders, helping each other up. Lavery's been lively since coming on, but we were speculating earlier about how many minutes he's got on his legs, because he came on for the last 20 minutes back from injury. There is going to be another change, and it is a Blackpool change. Gabriel is coming off, and he's going to be replaced by Owen Dale. So whether that is going to be a straight swap on the right-hand side or not, or whether they will change the shape, we'll find out. Owen Dale, who played on the right-hand side of 2 in behind the central striker at the weekend. He spent last season on loan at Portsmouth. Has got an FA Cup goal to his name this season. He netted against Forest Green in the second round. So Dale for Gabriel is the 5th Blackpool change, and it's being made with 15 minutes to go.
It's another positive change from Critchley, isn't it? You know, definitely trying to go and win this game in this second period. I think you don't really want penalties, but I think he's made all the right decisions tonight with how he can go on and affect the game. So another positive one.
So will be Blackpool that will get us underway. First period of extra time didn't bring any addition to the scoreline. What will the second period bring? Nottingham Forest kicking from right to left. Blackpool in their tangerine shirts in possession, and Toffolo raises a hand of apology. He's given a free kick away. A foul on Andy Lyons, and a free kick that'll be taken on the Blackpool right-hand side. So they've moved Lyons out to this near touch line to the right-hand side. He's taken Gabriel's position, and Dale's gone out to the left. Yeah,
it makes sense. You know, I think Lyons, I've got to say, much better second half delivery, end product, energy up and down, and there he just knows the positions to pick up. Danilo poor in possession there. Who's on it? Lyons winning the ball back for Blackpool.
Aguilera back to the edge of his own penalty area. Montiel gets it away, and Danilo was pulled back there by Norburn, and he receives a yellow card. He's the 7th player to have his name taken tonight.
Well, to be fair, it wasn't too different from when he pulled Danilo in the first half. You know, if anything, that was probably had a little bit more in it. So I'm surprised. Just consistency you want from the referee, but Norburn got away with that one rightfully. Got the yellow card this time.
Darren Bond, the referee I mentioned earlier, he was the referee the day that Blackpool last lost an FA Cup tie here at Bloomfield Road 4 seasons ago. This one's still very much in the balance. 90 minutes at the City Ground, 106 minutes tonight, and still we're no closer to knowing who it's going to be that will be going through. We do now know who the opponents are going to be. It's a trip to Ashton Gate for the winners of this. But will it be Blackpool or will it be Nottingham Forest? It's a Blackpool ball, one inside their own half. Out on the left-hand touchline, a free kick for offside that O'Donnell will take. He just spots the ball down really deliberately. And now takes 5 or 6 steps back, just adjusts his right boot, hits it forward, left-footed. The applause you hear away to our left-hand side, again, very encouraging applause. I think that's for the Nottingham Forest fan that has received the medical treatment, and that would have to suggest that it is good news, which is a blessing. Mangala playing the ball forward, and it's headed away by Danilo, headed away past Danilo on the edge of his own penalty area by Dale. Forward here for Lavery. Lavery doing well to get back to his feet, and he's poked it forward for Kyle Joseph, and now they get bodies forward. Dembele is in the middle. He's got the run on Toffolo if they can find him. But it was a something or nothing cross-come shot from Kyle Joseph, and it was easily cleared. He had better options than that, I think. Chris Wood's then been brought down by Ekpiteta. It's been a really good battle between the pair of them. Wood wanted to take the free kick quickly. Ekpiteta stopped that and gets a yellow card.
No, it's a fantastic break though, wasn't it? I think Kyle Joseph took it off the foot of Lavery there, and he's just driving. He's coming into the box, and I've got to say, I think defensively it was quality. You know, just really got in his face, stopped him from putting the ball across, and like you say, I think he did have better options, but I don't mind him trying to get the shot away there.
So here's Joe Worrell at the back for Nottingham Forest. Played forward out towards the far touchline, the Forest right-hand side. Montiel trying to get involved. And the ball goes over the line, out of play. And pass to Connolly for a Forest corner, which I think is their 11th of the game. It's their second of extra time. So McKenna's made his way forward. Aguilera will go out towards the corner flag to take this. Yates is lurking with intent as always. Joe Worrell forward as well, who is more than capable attacking set pieces. Chris Wood, an omnipresent threat. Joseph trying to deal with him. A very physical encounter between them two. Joseph ends up on the deck. O'Donnell punches the corner away. There's a Blackpool player down. He's desperately trying to get back up to play everybody back offside again. Mangala, Dominguez. Mangala, Dominguez down by the corner flag, is going to be able to keep it in. Ball stationary just for a moment. Dominguez shuffles it across inside the area. Danilo is there. It's an opportunity for Yates to pull it back. And it's warded into the net by Chris Wood. And Nottingham Forest are ahead again. They lead by 3 goals to 2. Blackpool unpicked. And Forest this time have 10 minutes to hang on.
Well, it's excellent quality. Dominguez again, start on that. Fires it into Danilo again, takes that touch but kills it dead. Into the path of Yates, just takes it to the touchline, fires it across, and who's in there? Wood. He's went to grab a shot.
Blackpool 2, Forest 3. Well, they've had numerous chances to get themselves ahead in this, having got it back to 2-2. You think of the Dembele chance, particularly right at the end of normal time, that he couldn't take. And now Nottingham Forest's experience and Premier League nous has got them back ahead. 10 minutes for them to hold on. 10 minutes for Blackpool to get themselves back into this game again.
That man Ryan Yates, just all over the pitch, but making things happen, taking responsibility, getting himself into the right areas. It's definitely in the box, but end product. Fires it across, Wood 1 yard from goal. Like you're saying, deserves it as well, the big man. He's been feeding off scraps as well tonight, Jim.
And everybody immediately went and surrounded Yates, who'd done so much good work there. He and Danilo are taking the brunt of the applause. Wood just peeled away, applauded his teammates. His first FA Cup goal for 5 years. First ever goal he scored against Blackpool. And it's given Forest a 3-2 lead in the second period of extra time. Is that the decisive blow in this enthralling tie between these two that's seen 9 goals, 4 in the first game, 5 tonight? Well, Wood's given a free kick away here with a foul on Ekpiteta. That goal from Wood, his 8th goal for Forest this season in 10 starts, which is a pretty tidy return. Blackpool with Morgan. High ball forward, out towards the Blackpool left-hand side, headed on towards Joseph inside the penalty area. Forest clear again. I think it'll be all hands to the pump now for Blackpool. They will gamble, even at the risk of potentially conceding the 4th goal that would almost certainly knock them out. I think Blackpool will really go hell for leather now.
Yeah, it's so important though, on a Forest point of view, that they step up, they keep a high line. You know, it's one of those, when you're defending the lead, there's only, 5, 6, 7 minutes to go. You get deeper and deeper and deeper, and you invite your opposition right on top of you.
Aguilera, with presence alone, wins the throw from Lyons and force the Irishman to put the ball out of play. It's a throw that will be taken by Harry Toffolo. We're midway through the second period of extra time. Well, the deadlock has been broken again. Blackpool 2, Forest 3. Chris Wood's goal on 110 minutes. Aguilera. Blackpool clear from down by the corner flag, just out of our view. Joseph's done well. Dembele with a neat turn in the midfield. Lavery makes a run to his right. He's got options to his left. He's pulled it back for Morgan. Morgan clipping it right-footed, didn't quite get the angle and the pass right out to the Blackpool left. You get another opportunity though. He's laid it back for Norburn. Good run forward here from Lyons down the Blackpool right, but it's a tired pass from Norburn, couldn't pick him out, and Danilo's going to be able to bring it away. And he'll bring it over the halfway line, down towards this left-hand touchline. Aguilera, Wood making a run towards the edge of the penalty area. Aguilera over the top. O'Donnell did well. Wood let it just drop past him. It bounced and then he hooked it right-footed immediately. O'Donnell out, narrowed the angle and made the save.
Well, the run was excellent. The ball was even better. O'Donnell comes out, makes himself excellent. It's a great save. I think Wood, if anything, the bottle was at a right height that he could lift it a little bit higher over O'Donnell, but he came out, closed that space very, very quickly, made himself big there. It's a great save. Great save.
Forest 6 minutes away. Blackpool was 6 minutes to get another equaliser. It'll be their second of the night. They fought back from 2 down to get it back to 2-2. But ultimately, in vain, it seems at the moment, but still plenty of time. Here's Kyle Joseph, the scorer of that second Blackpool goal that booked extra time. He wins the throw. James Husband will come forward to take it. High right-footed ball inside the penalty area. Coming to meet it was Lyons. And although his header wasn't too far wide, Vlachodimos had it covered.
Yeah, Vlachodimos had it covered there, but it's a great little effort. You know, all the pace was on the cross. All he's trying to do is just steer it goalwards there. Connection was right, but yeah, I think goalkeeper was comfortable.
Three-2 to Forest. It's their fans that are in fine voice away to our left. Vlachodimos taking this goal kick. 5 minutes of extra time to go. Here's Chris Wood, the match winner at the moment, hooking it forward. Aguilera trying to take it on. Ekpiteta hooks it away, right-footed towards halfway. Mangala just levers Dembele out of the way and then plays it forward, and Wood is offside. He's in on goal. Ekpiteta actually back goal side. Doesn't know yet. He's actually shanked it wide, but flag was long since up. Oh, he's going to get a yellow card, is he? Chris Wood for carrying on. The referee saying, well, you should have heard the whistle. So Wood's in the book as well.
Yeah, I understand that. You know, I think he heard the whistle, didn't he? It's one of them. You'd like Darren Bond just to try and think, you know what?
Well, the yellow card was out. There was one yellow card in about the first 70 minutes of this game. We've now had 9. But still it's 11 against 11. O'Donnell. 3-2 to Forest. Blackpool hook it forward. Joseph chasing. Lavery trying to get on the ends of the seconds on the edge of the penalty area. Danilo, Dominguez winning it back for Forest and out towards the right-hand side for Montiel. Here's ball forward. Danilo in space. Wood to his left. He's found Aguilera instead. Aguilera cutting it onto his right foot. Then passes it square. Danilo! And O'Donnell dives to his right. Brings the ball into his body. Blackpool live to fight another day. 3-2 down. High ball forward from the substitute goalkeeper. Yates sends it back to the edge of his own box. And it's cleared emphatically by Scott McKenna. Forward come Blackpool again. Toffolo did well. He read that more quickly than Dembele. And he clears his lines and puts it out of play for a throw. 3 to go.
No, I'm having Forest at the minute. You know, they're taking the opportunity. Yeah, maybe overcommitting and sitting in. But from pace, from back to front, been excellent. Aguilera, good quality there. Get a shot away yourself. Not a bad little set for Danilo. If anything, he's took too many touches, slowed it down, and just the connection of the strike wasn't great.
Well, it's Forest that have had the majority of chances. They've had 25 to Blackpool's 12 over the whole game. But not a huge degree of accuracy. Blackpool have had nearly as many on target as Forest. The ball goes out to the Forest right-hand side. They're happy just to try and calm things down, maintain possession in Blackpool territory. It's all they've got to do from here. 2.5 minutes to go. Dale forced to concede a throw. Should be taken over on the Nottingham Forest right. The ball right behind Montiel, who uncannily pretended that he didn't know where it was. All the old pros tricks coming out. Dominguez. Out to the far touchline. Joseph will be able to bring it away. The only potential cloud behind the silver lining tonight, as far as Forest are concerned, I guess, is the fact that they've been taken to extra time. They've got this big game at Brentford coming up Saturday tea time. Brentford taken to extra time themselves yesterday, or managed to take Wolves to extra time, but there's an extra day's recovery. And as far as Brentford are concerned, what will this have taken out of the Nottingham Forest players? 90 seconds to go. It's a Blackpool free kick inside their own half. And it's played forward here for Ollie Northern. The former Peterborough man turns it to his left. High long ball forward here from Albie Morgan. Out to the Blackpool left. Men in Tangerine flood the penalty area. 5 inside the box if they can get it in. Dominguez has stopped that happening for now, but it's out of play for a Blackpool throw. By the time it's taken, we'll be in the 120th minute of the game. Husband goes across to take it. He's got a decent long throw, but he elects instead to find Owen Dale down by the corner flag. Dale trying to win a corner off Dominguez. Has succeeded in winning a throw. So another chance. But it's now or never as far as Blackpool are concerned. We're expecting 2 additional minutes at the end of this second period of extra time. High ball inside the box, headed away by Yates. Danilo gets it half clear. Right-footed shot from Connolly. Took a deflection. Aguilera, who has warmed to his task as the night has gone on, is able to get it away, and the Costa Rican finds halfway and touch. Throw to be taken by Norburn. He's got it back to Morgan. Norburn again. To his left-hand side. Danilo with a touch of cramp, but he'll continue. Dembele forward towards the edge of the area. Ekpiteta staying forward now. Carl Joseph's got it. Left-hand side of the box. Can't get past Dominguez. And Yates, down by his own corner flag, will hook it up in the air and then hoist it forward, but it's gone over the line and out of play before the second touch, and it's a throw. Confirmation of the 2 additional minutes. Sent high inside the area. Lyons heading it back down across the edge of the 6-yard box, but it's clear. Forest hanging on. 3-2 up right at the end of the game. Dembele twisting, turning, trying to get away from Aguilera, who nibbled at him and caught him. And it's a free kick to Blackpool, led with the right-hand side of the penalty area, and 10 outside the box, Chris.
Yeah, it's great quality from Dembele there. This one's going straight in. I'm surprised that Husband hasn't taken the long throw. He's had 2 opportunities, went short, albeit it was a great little ball for Lions to go and attack there.
Morgan takes it, swings it in deep. It's off a Forest head, it's McKenna's, and it's out for a corner. So one last chance with a minute of stoppage time at the end of extra time to go. Here he comes, O'Donnell. What a story this would be, the substitute goalkeeper forward. All about the quality of delivery. Swung in too close to the goalkeeper, but he put a nervous right hand up, and it breaks for O'Donnell inside the box. He's lost it. Aguilera will bring it away for Forest. He shoots from inside his own half and puts it wide. Well, he was trying his luck from 65 yards. Charlie Adam here tonight would have scored that.
Yeah.
We've seen him do it twice, but it wasn't Aguilera. It's a goal kick which Blackpool will take. They've taken it too quickly. The referee said I think the ball was moving or not spotted down correctly. O'Donnell puts it down. Now takes it. 10 seconds to go. Morgan whacks it forward. Headed away by Joe Worrell. Forest 3-2. They're going through. And it's going to be put out of play by Yates. It's a Blackpool throw. We're in the 123rd minute. And now they get a free kick, Blackpool, near the corner of the box on the left-hand side. Only 2 yards outside the box. It's not in a shooting position. Another yellow card is brandished by referee Bond. And Dembele will take charge of this set-piece situation. Is O'Donnell going to come forward again? He might as well.
He has to come up again, surely.
Well, talk about late drama. So Blackpool with everybody forward. O'Donnell's looking across to the Blackpool bench and he's saying, do you really want me to go forward? I haven't got my breath back from the last time. And I think the answer is no, you're all right. We noticed what you did with the ball at your feet the last time. You stay where you are. Free kick to Blackpool then, as they search an equaliser in the most dramatic circumstances. In the 124th minute, Albie Morgan stands over it. It's going to be a right-footed in-swinger from Morgan with real pace. It's blocked by Danilo. And the referee says that'll do. And 12 months after a chastening defeat here at Bloomfield Road, Forest have finally got their revenge. They blew a 2-0 lead. It came back to 2-2, but they won it with a goal from Chris Wood. 10 minutes from the end of extra time. An absolute thriller after a slow start that saw Forest take complete control early. Omobamidele and Danilo putting them into what looked as though it might be an unassailable lead. Blackpool made a triple change, got back into the game. Second half was thrilling. Extra time had its moments, but Forest are through.
Yeah, it's been an excellent game, hasn't it? Quality from both sides. You look at Forest from a Nuno point of view, he'll be delighted in the next round. Job done, now focus all about recovery now for Forest, Jim, about preparing for Brentford. I'm looking at Critchley and that Blackpool, what a performance as well. Real threat, players coming off the bench, getting the minutes and the legs. there's so many positives to take out, so they've got to take that into the next game as well. So it's going to be very, very, very interesting.
They're 8th in League One.
Yeah.
They've done brilliantly to take Forest. First of all, hold them to 90 minutes at the City Ground, and then come so close to taking them to a penalty shootout here. And there's so many positives as far as Neil Critchley is concerned that will stand them in good stead for their chase for the playoffs.
Like I said, he's the conversation for him to have in the dressing room after this game. He'll be saying, look, you should be in the next round. You deserved it. You created so many opportunities against a Premier League side. And on another day, you would have been. So again, there's so many positives to take that they can build on that. Players have come back from injury, they're getting minutes in the legs. Again, they're going to play big parts from now till the end of the season. So yeah, he'll be delighted. And they're out giving the fans a round of applause because they played their part as well tonight.
What does this do for Nottingham Forest? They won the last 2 league games, away at Newcastle, at home to Manchester United. They got through a potentially tricky cup tie as well. Is the corner turned, despite the... Well, is the corner turned on the field, should I say, in terms of performances and results?
You have to say yes. You know, it's all about getting the result, and that's what Nuno has come in and he's brought. Yes, the squad is stretched, Jim, but it's about going out there and doing whatever it takes to get the result, get the win, get into the next round, get the points in the Premier League. And at the minute, they're doing exactly that.
While the Nottingham Forest players coming over, having their photograph taken in front of the Forest supporters away to our left. It's been an emotional few days as far as they're concerned. You think that this feels like a significant moment, an awkward night in which they've got the job done. No Morgan Gibbs-White tonight. That will be a concern. His omission because of injury will carry forward, we think, for the next fortnight or so because of a slight abdominal problem. But the Forest fans to our left are delighted. Worth the long trip to the Lancashire coast for them. The Nottingham Forest players delighted as well. And a nice moment as Sheku Kiate's in the thoughts of all of those Forest players at the moment. Sheku lost his dad over the last 48 hours or so. Very much an integral member of this Nottingham Forest squad and being remembered by his team, who are holding up one of his shirts now. They are with him. The fans are with Nottingham Forest. It's been a good start to the Nuno reign, and they've got the job done tonight. They're going to Bristol City the weekend after next in round 4. From Chris and myself here at Bloomfield Road, thank you very much for your company tonight here on Talksport 2, where Nottingham Forest have got the job done. They won 3-2 after extra time. Next up here on Talksport 2, the best of the Following On podcast.
Early breakfast, weekday mornings from 5.